As diesel powers the trucks that move nearly everything you buy, so higher prices are likely. The national average of a gallon of regular gasoline is also inching higher at $3.94. There have been more American air attacks on Iran, and Iran has fired missiles at U.S. allies. Iran has released an American woman held there since 2024. ABC News contributor and former Defense Department official Mick Mulroy.
Iran doesn't do anything just for goodwill. They grab innocent people, put bogus charges against them just to hold them for political reasons. So if they released her, I think there must have been some benefit to them. We just don't know what it is.
Torrential rain up to 30 inches forecast sets off more flooding and high water rescues in Texas. Shoppers slowed their spending in June from May, says the Commerce Department. This is ABC News. That stomach bug, ABC's Elizabeth Schulze.
Cyclosporiasis that causes fatigue, fever, and an explosive upset stomach is now on the rise in 34 states, with the CDC reporting nearly 7,000 confirmed or probable cases. The epicenter, Michigan, where doctors tell us they typically see less than 50 cases per year. Now it's up to 600 per day.
Meta announcing a new safety feature which will notify a parent if a teen's conversation with the company's AI program suggests they may be considering suicide or self-harm. ABC's Rebecca Jarvis.
Meta says it built a dedicated AI system to identify these types of high-risk conversations, working with experts and parents to determine which types of conversations should warrant an alert. And as an additional safeguard, any chat flagged by AI will be reviewed by a human before an alert is sent. And they say if the teen's intent is ambiguous, they will err on the side of caution.
Chuck Sievertson, ABC News.
Washington voters could soon decide the future of a proposed state income tax repeal. But first, KIRO Newsradio real-time traffic. Southbound I-5.
KIRO News Radio, 90 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning. I'm Katrina Gouchard. The Washington Secretary of State's office says Initiative 645, the measure to repeal Washington's income tax, has enough valid signatures for the November ballot. Brian Haywood leads Let's Go Washington, the group behind the initiative to repeal the 9.9% tax on households making more than $1 million a year. He tells the Jason Ranch Show on Seattle Red 770.
We crafted the income tax repeal in such a way that it's not cutting diapers. It's not taking away the working family tax credit.
Governor Bob Ferguson is urging voters to reject the campaign.
It's essentially a choice between moving our state forward by making life more affordable for Washingtonians and giving 138,000 business owners a tax break.
A few steps remain, including ballot tilting and a fiscal impact statement before the initiative is completely certified. 2 men have been found guilty in a scheme that targeted sick and elderly veterans from inside the King County Jail. KIRO 7 TV's Jack Bilyeu has details.
According to prosecutors, the scheme targeted more than 30 hospitals across the U.S., mostly VA medical centers, and more than 60 victims, primarily seriously ill veterans in intensive care units. A retired Army officer himself, this case was of particular interest to First Assistant U.S. Attorney Neil Floyd.
But me personally, it had a huge impact on knowing that they're going after veterans that, have served their country and now are being exploited based on that service.
Prosecutors say they tracked more than 130 fraudulent bank transactions, totaling more than $8,000.
King County Metro says transit safety is improving, but officials say there's more work to be done. Yesterday, the King County Council received an update on the Regional Transit Safety Task Force created after the 2024 murder of Metro bus driver Sean Yim. Metro Chief of Staff Deanna Martin says the group has developed more than 150 recommendations, with 20 regional priorities now moving into the implementation phase.
We're actively establishing working groups that are going to turn those solutions into action plans with clear owners, timelines, and operational steps we can hold ourselves accountable to.
Metro says the next step is turning those recommendations into real changes drivers and riders can see. A man charged with shooting a Metro bus passenger could face life in prison as a 3-strike offender. Casey McNerthy in the King County Prosecutor's Office says Rashad Mackey fired shots into a bus near 5th and Lander on July 5th.
One that a witness said whizzed by their head.
Another passenger was struck in the chest and is still in critical condition. Prosecutors say Mackey reportedly threatened to smoke people on the bus when he couldn't find his cell phone, and that he opened fire when he got off the bus. He is set to be arraigned on a first-degree assault charge this morning. And now to your KIRO Newsradio weather. Showers today with a chance for some thunderstorms. It's much cooler with highs in the 70s. Prepare for sunshine tomorrow afternoon and into the weekend. Right now, it's about 60 in downtown Seattle. I'm Katrina Gashard, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with the KIRO Newsradio App. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO Newsradio, Northwest News.
This is the Gee and Ursula Show with G. Scott and Ursula Reutin.
Hey, good morning, everybody. It is the Gee and Ursula Show. I was thinking, Ursula, this morning, this summer has, in my opinion, has been some of the best weather that we've had in years. Like, I love Seattle's summer so far this year. 2026. Good morning.
I love Seattle summer with the exception of the year I got married. That was 1993.
Was it a lot of rain that year?
I don't think we had a sunny day. I mean, we barely had a sunny day.
Right.
I remember my wedding day in October was sunny, but that summer preceding it, I was like, oh my gosh. And when you don't have those sunny days, you feel like, man, I mean, this is the best time of the year in this region.
Yeah.
And you feel like you got ripped off, but we're not getting ripped off this season.
Right now, I was back in Chicago, and don't get me wrong, Chicago is beautiful. You guys know the food there is amazing. Outside of San Diego, Ursula, what city in the United States do you think could beat Seattle weather-wise? Because it was so humid in Chicago.
Yeah, none.
Like, I'm serious.
San Diego's brown, dude. It's sunny, but it's brown.
Yeah, the reason why I said San Diego, but you got a lot of water, Chef.
It's almost year-round.
You got a lot of water. It's year-round.
Yes.
That's San Diego.
Yes. Okay, text us, though. What's your opinion? Do we have the best summers? 888-973-5476, 888-973 KIRO.
Top stories of the day brought to you by Pendergast Law.
Okay, we've talked about this before, but there is an update. Denny Blaine Park, which, as you know, has been at the center of a bitter fight over nudity, public sex, and the rights of nearby homeowners. And now a King County judge says the park will remain open, but Seattle can no longer ignore what's been happening over there. Judge Samuel Chung ruled that illegal sexual activity, lewd behavior, and overcrowding at the well-known clothing-optional beach have created a public nuisance and have interfered with the residents' ability to enjoy their homes. The King County Assessor's Office, we found out, determined that 13 of those mansions near the park were negatively affected by the nuisance, reducing their values by at least 10%. So the judge rejected the neighborhood group's request to close the park, saying that would not create lasting change. But instead, the judge says Seattle has to develop a plan to fix those problems. He says the city must establish a clear code of conduct, improve staffing and monitoring, prevent trespassing, maintain the grounds, and create better buffers between the park and the neighboring homes.
Yeah.
Just a reminder, though, nudity itself is not illegal in Washington. The dispute is over alleged lewd and obscene conduct, including masturbation and sex out in the open.
Okay, Ursula, I'll tell you two things that stood out in this read of mine and ours. That there's only two that I want to talk about. The one thing that I want to talk about was how they talked about how since the story of Denny Blaine has become public in this whole fight between them, it has brought way more visitors to Denny Blaine.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I looked at myself, I was like, that was me and Ursula. So that's number one. The second thing that stands out, and I was like, when it talks about how sometimes the officers would kind of give pause and hesitation to going there to kind of round folks up from doing some of those lewd acts because they were afraid to have any type of, is this discrimination, that type of thing. And so they were kind of walking on eggshells as they approached Denny Blaine. So those are the two things that really stood out to me. Do you agree with the judge's decision? Yeah.
Yeah, I do too.
I think he did it right. He said, look. The nudity has been going on for all these years. I'm not going to close the park. However, y'all need to chill with these lewd acts.
Yeah.
Perfectly fine.
Yeah, because whether I own a mansion or a one-bedroom condo, I would not be okay with someone masturbating in public or a couple having sex while I'm trying to walk the dog.
I don't know why that was funny, Ursula.
Because I'm trying to give you a visual.
I was drinking my coffee and I almost spit it up.
I mean, think about it. You're in your living room and then you look out the window like, hello, what? I get it. I get it for the owners. But there's a part of this case that needs a much closer look.
Okay.
Because the King County Assessor's Office determined that 13 properties near the park have been negatively affected, reducing their assessed values by at least 10%. So one, I'm curious if the King County assessor would do the same kind of thing for, hey, let's talk about how businesses are impacted at 12th and Jackson.
Who is the King County assessor?
That would be John Arthur Wilson. The other thing is John Arthur Wilson was previously engaged to Lee Keller, who is the spokesperson for the neighborhood group pushing for the changes at the park. And as you know, and we have covered on the show, because it became very public, that relationship later ended very badly. She had to get a protection order against him. And then eventually charges. I mean, I think it's like, okay, let's end all of that, right? That happened recently. And I want to be clear that does not prove that the assessments were improper. But I think the optics are terrible. And taxpayers deserve to know whether John Arthur Wilson had any role in this decision, whether the relationship was disclosed, and whether the assessment that property values were reduced by at least 10%.
Because of that.
I mean.
For the King County assessor to make that, hey, the houses on this area have reduced in price by 10% because of Denny Blaine Park. And oh, by the way, when you talk about the price, wait a minute. Where's some of the richest houses in all of Seattle? Which one of them located? Are they located in that area?
Near Denny Blaine Park, which is my point would be, even beyond this bad optics, would be, hey, let's do that for other areas where neighbors have been complaining about things that make them feel unsafe.
I mean, people in Belltown, living in Belltown, look out their windows all the time and see all kinds of stuff.
Exactly.
Are you telling me the King County assessor would be like, oh, let's do a special property assessment for you to see how your condo value has been impacted by what's happening out your...
Yeah. I mean, so that one gave... You talking about the things that stood out to you. That was one thing that basically stood out to me. Okay. And you too. You just wanted me to say it. You just wanted me to say it.
All right.
Okay, let's get to this other thing that happened actually during our show yesterday. Okay, this guy lasted 54 minutes as Western Washington's new U.S. attorney. So it was 7:40 yesterday morning. We found out about it during the show, but it was 7:40 yesterday morning that the region's 17 federal judges swore in former King County judge and federal prosecutor Roger Rogoff. And it was right before 8:35 in the morning, President Trump fired him. And the Seattle Times reports that Rogoff was still waiting in the courthouse lobby to meet with the guy that he was replacing when the termination email arrived. Now, judges, again, in Seattle, appointed Rogoff after the administration's interim U.S. attorney, Neil Floyd, reached the 120-day limit that is allowed under federal law if you don't go through Senate confirmation. So again, it went past 120 days. And the administration, instead of doing Senate confirmation, kept Floyd running the office as its quote-unquote first assistant. And now federal law clearly allows district judges to appoint someone when the deadline expires. So the judges did nothing wrong. But another section of federal law says every U.S. attorney is subject to removal by the president. So that is the contradiction that is now heading toward a potentially important court fight.
Look, when you see can the president, does he have the power to do this? Yes. Was there an expectation even before he even walked in the door yesterday that he was going to be fired? Yes. I think that what stands out to me is, Ursula, we continue right now on a path of there is confusion, right? And there's power struggles in this case. And I think that this story will kind of shape in the future how things are kind of done, when who's in power in the White House and that whole type of deal. I think it just creates a whole nother thing. I just wish that a lot of these decisions and what is happening, I just wish there wasn't so much confusion. That's all.
Well, it's going to have to go to court to make it not so confusing. But as awful as it was, in my opinion, President Trump probably did have the legal authority to remove Roger Rogoff. And it's unfortunate that it took less than an hour to do that. Because, again, U.S. attorneys serve in the executive branch. And you got to remember that this Supreme Court and its conservative majority has repeatedly sided with broad presidential power to fire executive officials. Mm-hmm. But I just want to also make sure that people understand, if you're not going to read the fine details in this, this is also an end run around having to go through Senate confirmation. So this administration just made him the first executive, or whatever they call it, first assistant, and they're not having him go through Senate confirmation. Meanwhile, this Rogoff, who was appointed by judges who know this legal system and would work with him directly, he has impeccable credentials. And he was fired within 54 minutes.
He wasn't DEI?
I mean, if you want to talk about that, who is Trump putting in place as U.S. attorneys? They're people with no credentials, no background in criminal law. Case in point, Darren Smith in Wyoming, no trial experience, no background in federal or criminal litigation before Trump nominated. Lindsay Halligan, who was a Florida insurance lawyer and then part of Trump's personal legal team. She was appointed U.S. attorney. That was later found to be illegal.
By the way, Todd,
they're
Blanche,
ideologues.
That's it. That is the one, with this particular president, that is the one main criteria.
Merit hiring?
No, it has to do with who's going to be beholden to him. Who is going to be a yes person to him? So this is going to end up in court, but I honestly think, G, that the guy who only had the job for 54 minutes, he is going to have an uphill battle. And it's a reminder that elections have consequences. So if you like that, great.
What do you think about this, Ursula, before you get to the next story? Because you're talking about the loyal part and everything like that. So yesterday, Todd Blanche, they were showing how
Todd Blanche?
He was in the hearing, and they would ask them, right, like, hey, who won the 2020 election? And he couldn't answer that.
Oh, no, he chose not to answer that.
Okay. Could not. So my question is, should you be able to hold public office if you can't answer that question?
No.
I think going forward, because the whole point is if you can't answer that or don't answer that, then can you imagine behind closed doors what you are loyal to, what you can't push back towards? Like, sometimes I would assume that when previous presidents were in office, there were disagreements between those that are making decisions for this country. If you can't push back on a simple who won the 2020 election, that's scary. That's really scary.
And yet it wasn't just one person who refused to answer it. It's anyone who wants a job within this administration has to walk that line. I don't know anyone who has said Biden has won the 2020 election.
But it gives you a window. It gives you a window into like we see Congress and we see them remaining silent, we got a window into just what type of loyalty you have to remain where you are. I can't even imagine the potential threats that probably come their way.
In fact, for people who haven't heard that, we should pull some of that audio and maybe play it in the next hour. I know we try to choose joy, but just so people can hear it for themselves, if you don't believe us, how we're describing it, so you could hear it yourself if you've missed it.
I almost wanted to ask our text line, like, who did win the 2020 election, but I don't want to do that. Go ahead. Keep going.
The thing is, I think most on our text line would be able to answer that. Washington landlords will be allowed to raise rents by as much as 10% next year. This cap comes from the state's new rent stabilization law, which limits annual increases to 7% plus inflation with a maximum of 10%. So this year's cap is 9.7%. For renters, the law offers some protection from sudden massive increases, but a 10% hike, I think for many, would be very substantial. Especially for families already struggling with higher food or utility or transportation costs. But there's also another side to this that I think our show brings up maybe more often than others. And these are small landlords dealing with rising property taxes. They've also have more expensive insurance, repairs, maintenance. So if the rent increases are capped below their actual expenses, some may sell their properties to stop renting them altogether, which would, of course, shrink the housing supply even more. Mm-hmm. How do you feel about a 10% cap?
I understand it, and I don't disagree with the cap, because we all know that people's paycheck aren't increasing. Remember at the beginning of the show, when we first started the show, on the Gee Ursula Show, we ask about raises and all that kind of stuff. A lot of people aren't getting 10%. Mm-mm. I also understand the landlords, homeowners. Look, respectfully, I'm a homeowner. I understand cost. I understand how everything. You want to have something fixed, cost today is different than it was just even a year ago. Totally understand those things. Ursula, when you start talking about a cap, right? Like these caps, like it just kind of, goes back to my whole thing about the weeds in the backyard. The cap just kind of goes in and plucks the little leaves off the weeds, right? But it doesn't go in there and dig into the problem. It doesn't treat the disease of what we have going on locally, nationally, and the biggest problem is affordability, right? So at the end of the day, once we got to fix that problem, we don't have time to go into that. We have to fix that problem. But the cap is kind of a temporary, it's a Band-Aid. It's a Band-Aid on a cut that you're going to keep changing the Band-Aid. At some point, don't you want the actual wound to heal, right? So yes, the Band-Aid is needed right now.
Like you, I think what I'm hearing from you is that I feel for both sides of the equation. I absolutely feel for renters. I mean, costs are brutal, and renters need protection. I also worry, though, still about unintended consequences. Many landlords are not those giant corporations. There are people also dealing with rising property taxes or insurance or repairs and maintenance. And so if the cap prevents good property owners from covering those costs, some could leave, and could that not exacerbate the situation? That's my concern. And so I think, yes, this is a reasonable compromise, but I think they need to be paying full attention to, is it driving out some of those responsible small landlords out of the market?
True. But I'll leave you with this, and this is something. This might sound glass half empty. I apologize for being pessimistic with this topic. I don't think we're ever going to solve the problem of affordability right now, especially here locally. This is bigger than the mayor's, bigger than the governor, because there's really no sense of urgency to do that. We are still on the tax breaks of 2017. We are still on big, beautiful bills. Everything that we do in this country is how can we figure out how to make life better for the 1%. So until that is addressed, we will continue to have this problem.
Okay, wait, real quick good news. Andy in Newcastle says, I'm a small landlord. 10% is fine. Good.
Good stuff. Hey, 947. A little different on the Would You Rather. We're going to have Ursula do her Ask Ursula. And there's a question that comes through. We'll let you know what that is. But coming up next, did you know it's completely okay to camp in the left lane in Washington State? Chris Sullivan will join us next to explain. Gee Ursula.
KIRO Newsradio, where you hear Jake and Spike. Weekdays noon to 3.
Mike Salk from the Brock and Salk Show joins us now. It's essentially $10 billion for a team. They're not going to squabble over a millionaire's tax. They don't really care about that.
Not.
I hate the millionaire's tax for other reasons. It's not because I thought it would stop.
It's a really interesting conversation. It has nothing to do with the Seahawks thing. Using it to get clicks on a story that has nothing to do with it.
That's a fair point.
Drives me crazy.
Yeah. Watch live or later on the KIRO Newsradio YouTube channel.
I like it hot.
Beg your pardon?
Can you make it hot for me, Dan?
I think so.
Half heated ain't hot enough.
No.
That's why I called you.
Apollo Plumbing.
Yeah, my sorry old water heater.
Oh.
Ain't getting me the hots anymore.
You want hot water.
That's what I said.
That's what we do at Apollo Plumbing.
And you're ready?
Right now.
When can you?
How about today?
Same day?
We'll have you in hot water tonight.
Clever. How about an upgrade?
A tankless water heater would mean endless hot water.
Now you're cooking.
That's just for starters.
Starters?
How about we make it a worry-free water heater?
Worry-free?
Wrenchie's worry-free warranty.
Which covers?
Repairs, service, all included.
And when it wears out?
Apollo replaces it.
No extra charge?
Nothing.
Nil?
Nada. As an Apollo A-list member, you're covered.
And payments?
To fit your budget with approved credit, of course.
And I'm hot again.
Worry-free.
That's for me.
We're on our way.
Thanks for making it hot.
We're ApolloPlumbing.com.
Be advised, this is your opportunity to save up to 40 to 80% on a hot tub or swim spa. This weekend only, Friday through Sunday, Angel of the Winds Arena, Everett. Be advised, this is your opportunity to save up to 40 to 80% on a hot tub or swim spa. This weekend only, Friday through Sunday, Angel of the Winds Arena, Everett. 18-month interest-free financing. Our factories have demanded we sell 1,000 hot tubs and swim spas this weekend. Angel of the Winds Arena, Everett. Huge factory incentives, factory rebates, this weekend only. Angel of the Winds Arena, Everett. We can remove your old hot tub. Free delivery of your new hot tub. Deep, deep discounts. Angel of the Winds Arena, Everett. Free delivery of your new hot tub. Just relax and enjoy. Angel of the Winds Arena, Everett. Friday, 2 p.m. to 8 p.m. Saturday, 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. Sunday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Free admission. Free delivery. Angel of the Winds Arena, Everett. Call 833-SPA-SALE or visit hottubandSwimSpaSale.com.
Looking for a simple solution to hair loss this summer? Get the same breakthrough one-day treatment I received at Advanced Hair during their once-yearly summer savings event. Your own natural hair begins to regrow the very next day, and Advanced Hair guarantees it will grow. Take advantage of your flexible summer calendar and get the most hair for your dollar during their best offer of the year. For details and a free consultation, call 425-449-8185, advancedhair.com.
Are you curious about who offers the best deals on top-rated Samsung, LG, and Sony TVs? The answer is surprising. It's not online, and it's not the warehouse clubs. The best deals on top-rated TVs are at Video Only. Don't believe it? Then check out the trade-in deals at Video Only. How about $500 for your old TV? Try doing that online. Before you buy that new TV, drop into Video Only. If you don't, you'll be sorry.
For 250 years, Americans have believed in one powerful idea, that we are meant to live free. Free to work hard, free to move, free to enjoy life without being held back. But if the natural effects of aging are slowing you down, it might be time to declare your independence from aging. John Curley here. Longevity Medical Clinic has been treating the undesirable effects of aging for nearly 30 years. They have more clinical experience with actual patient care than any longevity practice in the country. I've been a patient for 17 years. Wow, time flies when you got a lot of energy. I don't know where I'd be today without longevity. Longevity Medical Clinic was started so people can get back to living life on their own terms, walking, working, exercising, and enjoying the moments that matter most. This year, as we celebrate 250 years of American independence, take a stand for your own freedom. Get your free health analysis at Longevity Medical Clinic. Find out more at lmclinic.com.
Jazz Alley invites you to experience the soulful sounds of South Africa's own Jonathan Butler, a trailblazing voice in jazz, R&B, and soul. July 16th through the 19th, tickets at jazzalley.com. Next up, Avery Sunshine.
Amy Cox did something smart. She saved hundreds on auto insurance switching to Progressive. And with that money, she decided to treat herself to an anti-aging red light mask. Will she look like a horror movie villain every night? Yes. Will her boyfriend Kevin be scarred for life? That's certainly a risk. But it's Amy's savings, and if she's willing to risk her relationship for smooth, wrinkle-free skin, well, bye-bye, Kevin. Switch and see if you could save with Progressive and treat yourself. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Get in the zone, AutoZone. The sounds of summer. They're great until they're not. Luckily, AutoZone has free battery testing and charging.
Let me check that for you.
To help make a rough moment smooth. Don't miss the Celebrate Free event at AutoZone. Free products with select deals until July 27th. And free services every day. Restrictions apply. Get in the zone, AutoZone.
KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning. I'm Katrina Gashard. Negotiations between the U.S. and Iran appear stalled out as both sides threaten the other with additional airstrikes. ABC's Karen Travers has more.
Yesterday, the president said that Iran is not happy right now, doesn't like what the United States is doing, and he says Iran wants to settle, but no indication at this point of where negotiations go, because Iran, of course, continues to fire back every time the United States has launched another wave of strikes over the last 5 days.
Washington state Democratic House members split yesterday on a vote to cut U.S. military aid to Israel. The Seattle Times reports Representatives Adam Smith, Pramila Jayapal, and Emily Randall voted to slash $3.3 billion in aid. Representatives Susan Del Bene, Rick Larson, Marie Glusenkamp-Perez, Marilyn Strickland, and Kim Schreier voted against it. The amendment failed, but it drew support from more than half the caucus. Lake Stevens police are investigating a suspicious fire that caused major damage to North Lake Middle School, and surveillance video is providing some clues. KIRO 7 TV's Jason Sloss reports 2 teens were seen on the roof shortly before the fire started.
Video also shows flashes from the flames. No one was hurt, but there was significant fire damage to the roof right above the cafeteria, as well as smoke and water damage in the cafeteria and kitchen. It's unclear how the fire started, but district officials suspect it's fireworks that are seen in one of the boys' backpacks as they climb up.
The school hopes repairs won't delay the start of classes this fall. The National Weather Service has issued a red flag warning for parts of Washington with thunderstorms in the forecast for today. Lightning and high winds could trigger new wildfire starts in the Olympics, Cascades, and parts of central Washington. And Seattle leaders heard strong opposition to the future of AI data centers as they consider extending the city's one-year moratorium. Nearly every speaker urged the city council to keep restrictions in place.
Our land, water, and energy resources are finite, and they should be allocated based on our public priorities.
Data centers must pay for new renewable energy and all associated grid costs. We should require data centers to pay for new renewable power and associated grid improvements, or we should ban them.
Residents deserve a voice in deciding what AI infrastructure is actually needed, and based on community conversations, how much data center capacity should be built out.
The council could extend the moratorium, allow data centers under new rules, or ban them altogether. And now to your KIRO News Radio real-time traffic. The struggle is so real on southbound I-5 this morning. It's still an hour and a half from Everett to Seattle, about an hour and 25 from Everett to Bellevue. Federal Way to Seattle, it's getting a little better. It's about 45 minutes right now. Renton to Bellevue will take you about 40 minutes. The Valley Freeway, consistent at 50 right now. Olympia to Tacoma is about 40 minutes. This traffic report is brought to you by the KIRO Newsradio app. Text app to 888-973-5476 to download the KIRO Newsradio app. Listen to your favorite shows and get the latest news and updates sent straight to your phone. For your forecast, showers and even a few isolated thunderstorms are possible during the morning commute. Highs will be in the 70s, sunshine tomorrow afternoon and into the weekend. Right now, it's about 62 in downtown Seattle. I'm Katrina Gashard, KIRO News Radio.
your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Welcome back to the Gee and Ursula Show. Coming up at 9:47, we are going to share our Ask Ursula question, the one that is going to be featured on mynorthwest.com this week. And we need you guys to weigh in on this because it is a listener who has a dilemma. He has been really good friends with this woman for the last couple of years, and his feelings have changed, and he's wondering if he should ask her if they can have a romantic date instead of staying friend zones. So you all are going to weigh on that. But right now, I want to bring in Chris Sullivan because is it okay to camp in the left lane constantly?
No, of course it isn't. We all know that.
Yeah.
We all know left lane camping is not appropriate. Of course. No, but I'm bringing it up I bring this up every so often as a reminder to people, just kind of because every so often there become teachable moments. And there was one over the weekend because there are a group of two dudes that I love who do really good job on social media. They're called the I-5 commuters.
Oh.
We've had them on the show. They're on TikTok and YouTube, Instagram, and they drive from Tacoma to Seattle every day. And they video and comment on what they see and all the bad things that drivers do. And over the weekend, they posted a video of they were stuck behind a left lane camper who, by the way, was going 40 miles an hour on the freeway on I-5, which we will get to in a minute. But what I noticed in the video was they were driving in the HOV lane. And I go, okay, well, guys, the left lane camping rule doesn't apply to HOV lanes. So I thought it was a good teachable moment time once every couple of years to remind everybody what the rules are about camping and not camping, because I don't want people riding up on people's bumpers or flashing people or forcing people to get over when they're not actually breaking the law. So in our state, Washington has a left lane camping law that says the left lane is for passing only. Okay? So if you're going the speed limit and there is a line of cars behind you and you're not really passing anybody or you're pacing and you're the problem. You, by law, need to get over, even if you are going the speed limit. The State Patrol will tell you over and over again, as they have told me, as I've explained this over the years, is your job, if you are not passing, is to get over, not to regulate everybody else's speed. That's their job as cops. But if you're following behind somebody who maybe is going 62, 64 in the HOV lane, they're not camping because the left lane, the HOV lane is not part of our left lane camping rule. It doesn't exist. It's its own thing. And for our state camping law, I don't want people confusing people who are driving appropriately in the HOV lane as left lane campers because they're not.
Okay. Gee, in the rankings of things that make you upset on the roads, left lane campers, is that one of them? Have you ever been accused of being a left lane camper?
No.
Because Nuzzy says the left lane camper going 40 was probably me.
Well, that being said, if you're going 40 on a freeway, you shouldn't be on the freeway because
that's not me, by the way.
You're a danger to yourself and
Yes.
others, and you can be ticketed for going under the speed limit, as you should be.
How long do you have, though, to pass?
Again, that will be up to the discretion of the state trooper behind you. But if you're there, and we see this a lot, this behavior is quite common in Washington and Oregon with the passive-aggressive drivers that we have here, is they pace traffic and they refuse to pass and get, and get over. Now, the State Patrol will probably say it'll be, if you're in that lane for like a mile without getting over and they're behind you, they might pull you over. You might take you 2 miles. In some cases, when they pull them over, I've seen state troopers post, I was behind this person for 6 miles and they were in the left lane with 2 right lanes wide open. And so they finally lit them up. It's by far one of the worst problems in our region because what it does is it creates aggressive driving and road rage because, again, your job is to get over unless you are past. And this is not me saying it. This is the State Patrol saying it. And so, but I just wanted to remind everybody that the camping law does not apply to HOV or certainly now hot lanes either, because we have those all over the place too. So it's just a little teachable moment to remind everybody what the rules of the road are. But left lane camping, I think if you talk to most drivers in this region, they would probably put that in the top 2 of the biggest problems they see on our roads.
Well, what do you think, and everyone think, what do you guys think causes more road rage? Left lane camping or speeding?
Left lane camping, without question, because speeding is a byproduct of perhaps some of the left lane camping you see is people darting in and out and going unsafe
using
speed
that as an excuse
to get around. No, I'm not saying. I'm saying
sure.
that is what people do to get around the left lane campers who shouldn't be there in the first place.
Wait, hold on real quick. I just make sure I heard that right. You said speeding most likely is the byproduct of left lane camping.
No, it can. What I'm saying, probably more aggressive driving than speeding. Speeding is, of course, it'll always be in the top 3 in terms of problems. Speeding, distraction, impairment are always the top 3 when it comes to what are the biggest problems on the road. Those are our top 3. I didn't mean to say speeding causes. No, speeding is a giant problem, but what we get is with the left lane camping, we get aggressive and unusual movements behind them and aggressive driving, like sliding all the way over to the far right lane, darting in and out to try to get around the person when that person should just be getting out of the way anyway.
I hate left lane camping, but I hate it. I don't like the people that do it. But isn't saying that left lane camping causes road rage, isn't that like saying, you made me do this?
I'm just telling you what the State Patrol says, because it creates frustration for people who want to pass. And yes, they are breaking the law if they are going over the speed limit. And I get that. And I'm not encouraging that. I'm just saying it's not your job as the driver to prevent others from going the speed they want to go. That's between them and their God, which in this case is the State Patrol.
Well, I'll just tell you guys the truth. Left lane camping, it doesn't bother me because the majority of the time I'm on the right 2 lanes. And let me tell you guys why I do that. Here's my secret. A lot of times, the reason why I don't speed and the reason why I'm over on the right side, because if something goes down ahead of me, I can get over to the right. I'm looking at that shoulder. Because sometimes you guys are worried about getting to the next place and you're stuck in the left lane and you're trying to do all this speed. And if something goes down ahead of you, where you going? So, the only problem I got, left lane camping, y'all whatever. Y'all folks that can't merge onto the freeway make my damn skin crawl.
We can get to that too.
Y'all.
And by the way, G, underlying your case right there for what you said there, why are you in the 2 right lanes?
Because I'm going the speed limit.
No.
What?
Why? Because you left the house on time.
Oh, yeah.
Because you're early.
Yeah.
If people left on time, they wouldn't have to feel the need to make up the time on the road. I learned that from you.
Okay.
Leave 10 minutes earlier and then just hang and not even get in the race.
How do people feel when you're driving and you're stressed on time?
Yeah.
That couldn't be me.
Yeah.
That is an awful
I've learned that the older I've gotten, the more I've taken that advice from you, is to leave a little early and just kind of stay out of the race. I'm not even involved.
Yeah, but here's the thing. It's not always the people who are running late. It's just people who feel like they always have to be ahead of everybody else, regardless of the situation. It's always, I got to be in front.
We are
I gotta
all
be in
pretty
front.
selfish behind the wheel.
Speed in that left lane remind me of going to the club to find a date every Friday, Saturday night. Just stay home and be with one. All right, thanks, Sully.
Anytime.
Coming up next, we got some Ask Ursula. Gee Ursula.
KIRO News Radio, where you turn for the news you depend on.
A political shakeup for Democrats that represent Seattle.
Traffic.
Right now, Auburn to Renton at 25 minutes. That's a good 10-minute delay.
Conversation.
3 people on the floor can't cover 20 aisles of plexiglass. They're doing their best. It just doesn't work.
And your Super Bowl champion Seahawks.
And the party begins.
Broadcasting live from the KIRO News Radio YouTube channel. KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM.
Summer calls for road travel across our region. Have you noticed more vehicles on our highways and local roads? Obviously, traffic in the city is going to be crowded, especially with the Ship Canal Bridge construction. But there have been a ton more people heading north on I-5 and east on I-90 for weekends and holidays than again on Sundays coming home. More people on the roads means more accidents. And if you're not careful, you'll find yourself on the shoulder exchanging information. If you're one of the unlucky ones or know a friend or family member, reverse your fortune by having Harold Carr Law Offices deal with insurance. While you're resting, receiving physical therapy, and taking time off work, Harold Carr Law Offices will negotiate with insurance on your behalf while compiling necessary paperwork and getting you the best recovery possible. 7 locations across Western Washington, and a track record of success for their clients. CAR is spelled with 2 R's. C-A-R-R. CarLaw.com. C-A-R-R. Car accident? Call CAR.
Get any size high-efficiency AC for just $179.99 a month with 0 upfront costs. CM Heating's Comfort as a Service includes lifetime repairs and annual maintenance at no extra charge. Book your free estimate at cmheating.com today.
License number CMHEAHL 751LW.
Spike O'Neill here. If your loved one's caregiver is planning a vacation or just needs a break, want to consider Aegis Living Respite Care. A short-term stay that provides 24/7 expert care, Aegis Living amenities, and peace of mind for you and your family. Go to aegisliving.com/spike to schedule a visit today.
And the match is about to begin.
Most of the team is out with COVID-19, so there'll be some substitutes tonight.
What's this? We have an unexpected guest on the field.
It's a dog. Well, they could do with extra players.
She's going for the ball.
Our front paws, hands or feet?
Soccer season is full of surprises, and COVID-19 could be one of them. If you test positive, prescription medications may help. Ask your doctor if they're right for you. Learn more at PfizerForAll.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Lots of places can expose you to identity theft.
Oh, no.
That's why LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points a second for threats to your identity, which is way more than anyone can do on their own. If we find anything suspicious, like new loans or changes to your financial accounts, we alert you right away, all through text, phone, email, or the LifeLock app. Get the alerts that could make all the difference. Save up to 30% with promo code NEWS at LifeLock.com. Terms apply.
At Seattle Children's Hospital, 1 in 3 patient families can't afford the food their kids need to heal. A child recovering from surgery and the family struggling to put nutritious food on the table. That's why Seattle Children's, Safeway, and Seahawk Jackson Smith and Jigba launched the Food First Project to fight pediatric food insecurity by providing grocery cards, produce vouchers, and food as medicine programs for families. No barriers, just help. 12s, we need you. Learn more at Safeway.com. Again, that's Safeway.com.
Our founders believed that freedom wasn't just a word. It was a way of life. The freedom to move forward, the freedom to pursue what matters most, the freedom to live fully. But aging has a way of taking those freedoms away. That's why there's Longevity Medical Clinic. John Curley here. My best move was becoming a patient of Longevity Medical Clinic years ago, and second best move, getting my wife, Nicole, to join me this year. Stop guessing and start working with a doctor who knows your goals and get personalized care designed around you, not the average patient. Discover what's holding you back and what can help you thrive with longevity. Aging is natural, but some of the effects are undesirable, and you don't want to have to just accept it. So this year, as we celebrate 250 years of freedom, ask yourself a simple question. Are you living with the freedom you deserve? Get real answers about your health and get your free health analysis at Longevity Medical Clinic. Find out more at lmclinic.com.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
The sounds of summer. They're great until they're not. Luckily, AutoZone has free battery testing and charging
Let me check that for you.
to help make a rough moment smooth. Don't miss the Celebrate Free event at AutoZone. Free products with select deals until July 27th. And free services every day. Restrictions apply.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
When you see this in your kitchen,
The stainless steel fridge is covered in fingerprints.
you hear this.
Leslie, people are going to think you were raised in a barn or by wolves or raised in a barn by wolves.
Fortunately, Wyman Stainless Steel 3-in-1 cleans, shines, and protects to give you the best shine. A spray and a wipe will have your fridge shining like a mirror.
Wow, my fridge looks brand new. Your fridge looks amazing, Leslie. Sorry, I was being a little dramatic earlier.
Your kitchen says a lot about you. Let it brag with Wyman.
Les Schwab Tires has been proudly serving communities for over 70 years, and we've collected thousands of inspiring stories. Like Kate, who was off on a long road trip with her best friend when the dash lit up like a game show. They find the nearest Les Schwab. Turns out they really needed an oil change. It was done in a flash. Road trip saved. At Les Schwab, we're proud to keep you rolling. Les Schwab Tires. Our greatest story is yours. Stories are composites inspired by real customer feedback.
Hey, good morning, everybody. It is the Gee and Ursula Show. Grateful that you're hanging out with us today. Ursula, you got some messages.
Yes. Well, one from a listener who I am going to call good guy waiting. Okay, and so for those of you who don't know, I have an advice column on mynorthwest.com called Ask Ursula, and I invite you to ask me any questions. But today's question is about dating, and our listener writes, I've been close friends with a woman I met at work about 5 years ago. Neither of us works at that company anymore, but over the past year and a half, our friendship has really become a lot more intense. He says we text each other good morning every day. She calls him almost every night after work. He says we often talk, could be like 3 or 4 hours. He told me that they have long, affectionate hugs. They will meet for lunch, and they'll occasionally talk about doing other activities together. But he does admit she's not always great with the follow-through. But she checks in on his health, his plans to change careers. So in his mind, they genuinely care about each other, and they always have each other's backs. His dilemma is he wants something more. So when he first met her, he asked her out and got a very firm no. But soon after that, she also began dating somebody else. And since then, he says, we have grown much closer emotionally. She's broken up. She's single. But she will tell him about her horrible experiences with the bad boys. And he says she seems to always pick the bad boys, and he's a good guy. Sure. I wanted to make sure I get that clear. And so he thinks that they would have a great relationship if only she would give him a chance. So he wants to ask her on a real date, but he's afraid of ruining what they already have. Yeah. So his question is, should I take the plunge and tell her how I feel, or should I accept that I may be permanently friend-zoned?
Okay. Everything I'm going to say right now, I say this respectfully.
Saying it with love.
Okay. I say it with love. First thing is, yes, tell her how you feel. Mm-hmm. Okay. Mm-hmm. 2, I have a sweeping statement. Fellas, some of the most dangerous folks to your relationship isn't that ripped up, great looking guy at her gym. Isn't that really good looking coworker. Sometimes it is that friend that's hanging around. Because a lot of times, and I've talked about this on the show, a lot of dudes that hang in the air quotes friend zone, they're just, a lot of times they would just love and wait for that opportunity. And they just kind of keep it friends. Oh, we've been friends for 15 years, never hugged, never done anything or anything like that. So a lot of times those friends in the friend zone are dangerous. You know, when you have an argument with your significant other and maybe they tell their girlfriends or maybe they tell that guy friend. So this guy friend is knowing all of your info. This probably doesn't help the guy that's listening. So that guy right there, I'm just going to tell you, go ahead and just tell her how you feel. So then that way, when she gets in her next relationship, or if her next relationship is with you, at least she knows. And then maybe you need to get out of that friend zone, right? And you need to go and worry about yourself and go, because maybe you're not opening yourself up to anyone else because you're in love with this woman.
Okay. So I did ask him some clarifying questions because there were some things that I needed to know. And I asked him, if you ask her on a date again and want to be romantic and you make it known that you would like to see something else other than what you have, how would you feel if she still said no? And he said, yeah, I would have to pull back. He can't continue the way he's going right now.
Yeah. So your friendship is conditional.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, yeah, he said I would still go on occasional lunch, but I'm not going to. He's talking to her 3 or 4 hours a day. Right. I mean, so do you have a quick one, Chef? Because I want to share a little bit of what I have.
Very briefly, I don't think she's attracted to you. You mentioned your health. Emphatic no to begin. That can change, though. Just ask.
It can change. And I think we're all in agreement that, yes, we think he should take the plunge. And I think that this friendship has already moved beyond something that is sustainable for him. So he needs to know, but he also needs to be okay with the idea that she says no again. Check out Ask Ursula at mynorthwest.com for a much more detailed answer.
Well, I know we have some fellas that listen to the show sometimes, especially the young ones in their 20s. I want you to remember this and write this down. Very simple. Go where you're celebrated and not tolerated.
Absolutely.
Go where you celebrate
Yes.
it, not tolerate it. Quit going after the people. Sometimes they don't really want you like that. And there's a whole bunch of people that might want you. You know what kind of love that feel like when they want you?
Yes. But he needs to know because he really sees something with her. And if she says no, believe her. Don't argue that you would treat her better than all the other guys that she's picking. Do not keep that same intense level of friendship while secretly hoping that she's going to change her mind, because that might not happen. It didn't happen 5.5 years ago. It might not happen this time, but ask her out clearly, respectfully, and once, and then accept whatever answer she gives you.
Fellas, when she wants you, you will know it. You will love it. Coming up next, more of the Gee Ursula Show.
KIRO News Radio, the first place you turn for the news you trust.
State Senator Jamie Peterson drafted one of the state's most progressive taxes to date, the income tax on millionaires.
Engaging conversation.
We pay teachers the fourth highest of any state in the country.
And your Super Bowl champion Seahawks.
The Seahawks, they're bringing it home again.
Streaming everywhere on the KIRO Newsradio app. Always here, always with you. KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM.
Patrick was way behind on his IRS taxes.
I was in way over my head. The total amount ended up being somewhere just over $30,000. $30,000.
Then the IRS came to collect.
Started getting letter after letter. A lien had been filed against me. They were going to basically hang me completely out to dry.
He had to do something.
That's when I reached out to Optima Tax Relief.
Patrick's life quickly got a lot easier.
It was very easy. Pretty much hands off, They picked up the ball and ran with it.
And how'd it go?
I couldn't believe it. I had to ask 2 or 3 times. I saved an incredible amount of money.
How does Patrick feel about Optima?
Couldn't be happier. They definitely helped me. Optima Tax Relief, the best place to call. They're the best in the business.
Do what Patrick did and call Optima Tax Relief for a free consultation. Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Testimonial from an actual client. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Olympic Hot Tub has more ways than ever to achieve total wellness at home. Immerse yourself in a saltwater hot spring spa and let jets melt stress away. Enjoy a refreshing swim in an endless pool swim spa. Retreat to healing warmth and detox in a Tilo sauna. Then awaken mind and body with a cold plunge. You'll be saying, in no time. Your path to wellness starts today at Olympic Hot Tub. Current specials with exciting savings at OlympicHotTub.com. Better you, better life.
Everyone always asks me, what were your top reasons for choosing Advanced Hair? Well, allow me to share, along with some details, on, get this, their once-a-year summer savings event. Okay, first off, Advanced Hair stands by the results, and I'm living proof those results are second to none. With Advanced Hair, your own natural hair is guaranteed to grow. Secondly, Advanced Hair combines top-rated physicians with modern technology, creating a concierge quality experience that blew away my expectations. And lastly, Advanced Hair's Advanced FUE begins regrowing your own natural hair the very next day. It is quick, simple, and easy. Now, if you have a flexible schedule this summer and you've been waiting for that special savings opportunity, well, it's here. Advanced Hair's Summer Savings Event will get you the most hair for your dollar. It's their best offer ever. For details to schedule your free consultation, call 425-449-8185. One-day treatment, life-changing results. Your new hair is guaranteed to grow. Before and after pictures at advancedhair.com.
Are you curious about who offers the best deals on top-rated Samsung, LG, and Sony TVs? The answer is surprising. It's not online, and it's not the warehouse clubs. The best deals on top-rated TVs are at Video Only. Don't believe it? Then check out the trade-in deals at Video Only. How about $500 for your old TV? Try doing that online. Before you buy that new TV, drop into Video Only. If you don't, you'll be sorry.
Well, it's official. My friends have all switched to Pure Talk because I told them they could save a bunch of money on a super reliable high-speed network with unlimited data. And because they're my friends, they trust me. As for the rest of you, well, Pure Talk understands that even though you might like me, you're not just going to take my word for it, nor should you. For that reason, and for a very limited time, Pure Talk is offering any of their plans for just $15 a month for the first 3 months, including their top-tier unlimited plan that normally sells for $65 a month. Think of it like a test drive, a super simple way to save $150 while you kick the tires on Pure Talk's blazing fast network, and a fine way to see for yourself why I switched from big wireless, along with a few 100,000 of my closest friends. Dial pound 250, say Mike Rowe, and be connected to Pure Talk's friendly U.S. customer service team. Again, dial pound 250, say Mike Rowe, and let the savings begin.
Your best source for local news. KIRO News Radio, KIRO FM and HD1, Tacoma, Seattle, Northwest News.
ABC News, I'm Michelle Franzen. The U.S. military continuing to carry out strikes against Iran and also enforcing the naval blockade in the Strait of Hormuz for ships trying to reach or leave Iranian ports. ABC's Karen Travers says Iran also launching attacks in the region.
Jordan and Bahrain were facing incoming yesterday, and then today reports from Kuwait about Iranian strikes back at them. Yesterday, the United States hit military installations in the north, also fired on that oil tanker. The president has repeated that threat to go after civilian infrastructure in Iran.
Iranian authorities releasing American Dina Karari, detained in Iran since 2024. On social media, President Trump calling her release a goodwill gesture. In Texas Hill Country, high river rescues taking place due to flash flooding. Rivers, including the Guadalupe River, have yet to crest. Retail sales roared last month in part to Americans buying more vehicles and Amazon Prime Day purchases. In all, consumers purchased $768 billion in June. This is ABC News. The Trump administration announcing its first new formal tariffs. They're the first since the Supreme Court struck down much of the administration's previous tariff policies earlier this year.
Brazil is being hit with new 25% tariffs, with Trump administration officials accusing the country of engaging in unfair trade practices. The new 25% tariff is lower than the 40% tariff announced last year, which was struck down by the Supreme Court in February. They also include carve-outs for beef, coffee, and orange juice, as well as some energy products and aerospace parts. The new tariffs take effect July 22nd. Mike Dubusky, ABC News.
Scientists say a massive great white shark was recently spotted off North Carolina and now appears to be heading north to Cape Cod waters. That 14-footer believed to be the largest great white that's been tagged in the Atlantic. Great white sharks typically migrate north this time of year looking for food. Michelle Franzen, ABC News.
The son of a well-known Tacoma pastor is now facing child rape charges. More on that, but first, KIRO Newsradio real-time traffic. It's still an unpleasant drive if you're on southbound I-5. It's bumper to bumper from 145th all the way down to downtown Seattle. It's an hour and 20 from Everett to Seattle, about an hour from Everett to Bellevue with brake lights on Totem Lake. Federal Way to Seattle, it's getting a little better, about 45 minutes. Renton to Bellevue will take you 40 minutes. Download the Seattle Sports app to stay in the know with the latest news, scores, and opinions about your favorite teams.
KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning. I'm Katrina Gashard. The son of a longtime Tacoma pastor is facing child rape charges involving allegations that date back nearly 3 decades. KIRO 7 TV's Nia Bliss has more.
Police say some of the alleged sexual abuse happened at Bruce Stabbert's home.
Kind of shocking to have it kind of in your backyard.
A probable cause document says at least 3 victims that have been identified are all under the age of 12, with the youngest being 3 years old. In a statement from Fellowship Bible Church, they say none of the allegations happened on church property and that, quote, we swiftly removed John Stabbert from all church-related functions and informed our church of the allegations.
Stabbert is charged with 4 counts of first-degree rape of a child. He's due in court today. Washington state law requires religious leaders to report child abuse or neglect even when disclosed during confession.
Governor Bob Ferguson signed the law to add clergy to mandatory reporting in May of 2025. This means clergy join school personnel, nurses, social service counselors, and other professionals with a duty to report these crimes.
That was KIRO 7 TV's Lindsay Sheldon reporting. Federal prosecutors say 2 men tied to a major Seattle area drug trafficking operation are now headed to prison. A 56-year-old from Everett and a 55-year-old man from Kent supplied meth and cocaine for distribution in Seattle's Chinatown International District and along the I-5 homeless encampment known as the Jungle. Investigators uncovered nearly $3 million worth of narcotics moving through Washington state. A new ice cream shop in Gig Harbor is serving up more than dessert. Couple of Scoops ice cream and candy was created specifically to employ people with intellectual and developmental disabilities. Owner John Choo tells Jason Ranch Show on Seattle Red 770 the idea came from his daughter Molly, who has autism.
So when Molly was getting out of school, I was trying to figure out, okay, what could I create for Molly? I'm a business owner that could employ Molly and give her a job.
Since opening June 1st, the shop has hired 35 workers with special needs. Choo says customers have embraced the mission with lines often stretching out the door. And now for your KIRO News Radio weather. We've got thunderstorms and dark clouds over us this morning, but sunshine is on the way for tomorrow and into the weekend. Right now, it's about 62 in downtown Seattle. I'm Katrina Gashard, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with the KIRO Newsradio App. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
This is the Gee and Ursula Show with G. Scott and Ursula Reutin.
Hey, good morning, everybody. It is the Gee and Ursula Show. Grateful that you're hanging out with us today. You know, when I asked the question earlier about Seattle and whether or not it has the best weather in the country, a lot of you guys didn't disagree. This summer has been amazing. But there's one place that they brought up. Mm-hmm. They said Alaska. Up there.
Having the best weather?
Well, just, I mean.
Or the best summers? Maybe because you're desperate the rest of the time.
No, it's because it's like Seattle weather, except you get about 8 more hours of it.
Daylight.
Okay. So it's about enjoying, because I've been to Alaska in the summer. I mean, it's gorgeous. It is gorgeous.
I've never been, so I'm not going to knock it, right? So,
let's just put it this way. When I was on an Alaska cruise, I did not put my swimsuit on. It was not that warm.
Oh, really? Oh. Yeah.
Yeah. I need a certain temperature before that's going to happen.
That's the most awkward laugh I've ever heard in my life.
Hey, no, you know, just so we're clear, like, I'll tell you why that laugh was weird. Because I was sitting here thinking about tomorrow for me. Tomorrow, Lillian wants to go and get out in the sun in Las Vegas and be by the pool.
Oh, you're going to be hot.
And so my deal was I kind of like the lazy river at the MGM.
Uh-huh.
So that's kind of a compromise, right? Okay. So we're going to go to the lazy river. I kind of like that. I still kind of feel like a kid.
Yes.
And I like to get on there.
It is nice. It's very relaxed. It's calming.
It's just fun.
It's calming, except that it's usually, lazy rivers are usually, you're bumping into a lot of people.
Yeah, excuse me. Sorry.
Okay, well, we have another packed hour for you. And just a reminder that you are a very important part of our show. So we expect you to text us, Muckleshoot Casino and Resort text line, 888-973-5476, 888-973 KIRO.
What's new at 10?
So in case you missed it, the Senate held confirmation hearings for 2 very important positions. Todd Blanche is nominated for Attorney General, and Jay Clayton could become the next Director of National Intelligence. Now, Clayton is currently serving the U.S. Attorney for the Southern District of New York and previously chaired the SEC during Trump's first term. And he is a longtime corporate lawyer, has no military experience nor any experience in the CIA, the FBI, or in military intelligence. But Senator John Ossoff asked him a pretty basic question.
Who won the 2020 election?
I'm not going to do this with you.
This is a job interview. We've established that you have an obligation to be honest and forthright with the committee. Yes, you do have an obligation to be honest and forthright with the committee?
Yes.
Who won the 2020 election?
Like I said, I'm not going to get into that with you.
But you do have an obligation to be honest and forthright with the committee.
Is anything that I just said not honest or forthright?
Yes, you're not being honest or forthright. Who won the 2020 election?
I think I've answered the question. We can keep doing this.
Well, we're going to keep doing it because you're not being honest and forthright.
I'm not going to engage in the theater.
It's a simple question, Mr. Clayton.
And I've answered.
Who won the 2020 presidential election?
I've answered it.
Why is that hard? It is not an opinion who won the 2020 election. It is a fact that Joe Biden won the 2020 election. Why is that so hard?
I don't know. But I have an opinion, Ursula, on this topic. But before I talk about this, I wanted to kind of ask, because I know that we have listeners from all over, and maybe this is a chance for folks to help me or us better understand something. You were just asking, why is it so hard for him to answer that? And usually they'll say, well, Biden was certified. He was certified. But they don't want to say he won. So I guess what my question is what is it that Donald Trump does? What does he do to have that type of power over people? What is it that we don't see and or understand that he is able to make people, professionals, people that have done all, how is he able to turn people that way? And again, this is someone, if he can't answer this simple question in the public, can you imagine what it is like, Ursula, behind closed doors? And there's real serious like, hey, Mr. President, I don't think that this is the right thing to do. Would you, if you can't answer that, I can only imagine what you are willing to go with behind closed doors.
And I am curious if someone, if you did vote for President Trump and continue to support this administration, do you support when someone can't answer that? Do you still support someone when they can't answer that question? I mean, we know it's because they're fearful for what the outcome might be, because it could mean that A, you no longer are going to be secure in your job. B, the president is going to campaign against you. And C, the only other option I can think of is you believe the lies. Regardless of the evidence that is brought forth, you believe the lies.
I wanted to. We choose joy, Ursula, and I wanted no.
Yes.
I wanted to have this topic to where, and Kara, the cleaning lady, just texted in, and she says he makes them targets if anyone goes against the grain.
That's exactly
he
it.
has proven it, and I'm gonna say, like, I think that he knows. Everyone knows who won the 2020 election. Now, even though on these airwaves that was said before as well that it was stolen and all that kind of good stuff, and it proves also there are a lot of people. What's my man? Oh, Tucker Carlson, right? Tucker Carlson now has had this, oh my goodness, this epiphany, right?
Yeah, Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Taylor Greene, because this is another way to make money again. See, Tucker Carlson gets the privilege of saying those things before, make a lot of money. Now he gets to do it again and make a lot of money. See, Candace Owens won't get that same privilege. Her hateful rhetoric from before, now she's starting to change. Her popularity will continue to go down. You'll see Tucker Carlson popularity go up. You'll see Marjorie Taylor Greene popularity go up. So again, these threats must be serious.
Jason in Tacoma texted in and said, it goes both ways. Watch some clips of Democrats not answering questions. I'm just going to tell you right now, I don't like, and I don't know if it's to this degree of not answering who won the election. If a Democrat was testifying and saying, hey, Trump didn't win the election because Hillary actually got more of the popular vote, I would still have an issue with that person because they're not telling the truth. President Trump won the election in 2016. just like Biden won.
When I used to have some lies ready for my mom when I was coming up, I would say, when I would get caught doing something, well, everybody was doing it. I would never have something specific. This is another example of that. Give me a specific example and where you have seen a confirmation, something happened just like this. And there's multiple examples of people having to do it his way or you're out.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Todd Blanche, who is President Trump's, was formerly his personal attorney. Again, he is going for the AG job permanently, and he would represent the interests of the nation and the American people if he's confirmed. And Senator John Kennedy of Louisiana wanted to make sure Americans know that Blanche isn't personal friends with the president.
Are you and President Trump friends?
I'm his lawyer, was his lawyer, and now I'm the Deputy Attorney General. So I met him as his criminal defense attorney.
But Epstein survivor Danny Bensky pleaded with the senators to vote against his confirmation.
His actions have destroyed survivors' trust. According to public reporting, Mr. Blanche spent approximately 9 hours meeting with Ghislaine Maxwell. He did not even spend 9 minutes meeting with the survivor. Afterward, Maxwell was transferred to what many have described as a summer camp prison. We learned all of this through the news. Imagine what that feels like as a survivor to sit there if you were exploited by Ghislaine Maxwell and you're hearing this for the first time with no explanation, no outreach, and no transparency from your. And to add insult to injury, the information that Todd Blanche gathered in the White House Situation Room last summer to curb the political fallout from the Epstein files was absolutely abhorrent. Instead of following investigative leads, our government treated and continued to treat this as a political crisis that needs to be managed. In our nation, everyone deserves equal protection under the law. Todd Blanche has been unwilling to protect Epstein survivors' personal information. And he has been resistant to investigate the people who helped Epstein and Maxwell commit those crimes.
That is heartbreaking. And she also pointed out that the DOJ released nude photos of her when she was a child during a file release, even though the agency redacted every mention of Trump's name.
Yeah, I just got to say, before you move on, these are really scary times. We are really on the brink, and we might potentially see our democracy fall. Seriously. Because I said this in the morning meeting with you guys, and I'll say it again, that there's 3 types of power. There's money power, there's people power, and there's positional power. And right now, we all know, we've seen the people that have the most money in this country, we know where their loyalty is. The people with the most positional power in this country, Supreme Court, DOJ, FBI, we all know where that is being held at. And then as far as people power, I think that when you have the ability to control so many people with a very simple message of, hey, this side is strong, the other side is weak. And I'm just afraid that we as a country this might go so long that we might not ever be able to bounce back with decorum, common sense, respect, truth. We have seen what has happened to journalists here in this country. They're just little by little. You know, I was looking the other day and I was texting back and forth with Alex Rozier, who used to be here with King 5 back in the day. And I texted him because there was a meteorologist that was doing a bunch of dances. He was just dancing. And he had 3 million views on dancing. And you see other topics that are going on right now and how real topics that are really a threat to our country, to our world, democracy, will have like 5,000 views. But we as a people, we will focus on the dancing meteorologists. Like, I'm just really nervous, and I didn't mean to go this way.
No. I actually am glad. I'm glad because I need to call ourselves out. Think of what we have chosen to do in what has it been several months now.
Okay.
That we jokingly say we are choosing joy, but we are making a very deliberate decision to limit the amount of time that we talk about this administration on this show. And we have a platform, and I'll be honest, I struggle with it. I struggle because I, on the one hand, know that even people who are tired or fearful of this administration sometimes don't want to hear it.
Yeah.
And you and I, we know that when we talk about it, we get in a foul mood. And it's like trying to find the balance between how much do we talk about, which ones do we bring up.
Yeah.
And no one has told us how to handle this.
Nobody.
No one. So I want to make that very clear. But you and I have said, man, it just sucks the joy out of everything that we do. But yet we've got this platform.
You know what, Ursula? I'm glad that you're calling us out about this topic. And I'll say this because you talked about the mood. I am not good enough at this job to have a conversation about what's really happening in real time. I don't know how to come on here, talk about what's happening in Iran, talking about how this country was in a deal in 2015, got out of that peace deal with Iran in 2018. And then now we are here. A few months ago, the Strait of Hormuz was open. Today is not the same thing. And then talk about that and then come on and talk about something else. There is no way I am enjoyable to listen to because, speaking for myself, my mood is so foul. So I'm not going to be enjoyable. So even if you love the show or like things that I've said or didn't like, you're going to turn us off because we're just awful to listen to.
I would turn us off because at some point I'm like, I can't. I'm exhausted by it.
Yes.
Sometimes it's just I throw my hands. I was like, I'm exhausted. But it's when you're exhausted and run down to the ground, is when these things are allowed to happen. And who's going to continue carrying the torch?
So what do we do? Like now I'm talking to you.
We're just being vulnerable right now.
So what do we do? Do we talk about it half the time? Do we talk about it a 0.25% of the time? Because I think that we are doing, like, when people look at us in history in the future, they're going to be like, "Wow, Gee Ursula, you guys decided to stay away from these topics because you wanted to protect your mental health while you're working."
Yes. So are we part of the problem? Did we contribute to where we're going as a country?
Yes.
Yes.
We are.
And that's my struggle.
And another reason why we're part of the problem too as well is, again, I'm going to speak for myself. Do you know how many times I have to take the high road? Sometimes you guys see and hear my subliminal shots. I can't look. It's interesting. There's a group of people here locally that get to say exactly what they want. No problem. If I come out and say what I want and I respond back to some of these people, oh, he's an angry person. I can't believe
he's an angry black man.
You said
I'll
it.
help you.
Thank you. So I'll leave it with this, Ursula. I think you and I think we're messing up. I don't know how to fix it. I don't know how to be better about it going forward. I don't really know what to do. I love our listeners. I love our show. I love what we do every day. I love levity. I love laughing. But I don't know how to bounce back after these serious topics and then come back and still have an entertaining show. I don't know how to do it.
Yeah, just know that it is a constant struggle. And we initially thought we're not going to talk about that, but when we brought up the back and forth that is going on right now in our nation's capital, it's like, no, you need to hear it for yourself. Okay, well, we'll keep choosing joy, but also trying to find our moments, and y'all just help us find that balance.
Please. Hey, coming up next, what does it mean to be a man in America today? There's a test. See? You see what I'm saying? See, I do stuff like that.
You guys want to pivot, actually?
Yeah.
Let's pivot.
Okay, we'll pivot.
We'll make an audible here. You come back in a little bit, and you'll see what we're doing.
All right, Gee Ursula.
Dear Ursula, I have a group of friends who have bonded over...
Hi, I'm Ursula Reutin from the Gee and Ursula Show, and I'm launching a new podcast called Ask Ursula. This is your space. Real life, real questions, whether it's about family, friendships, love, and yes, even the fun stuff like travel and finding your signature scent. Hit me up and ask your questions at mynorthwest.com/Ursula. I look forward to connecting with you.
At mynorthwest.com and the Gee and Ursula YouTube channel.
At Seattle Children's Hospital, 1 in 3 patient families cannot afford the food their kids need to heal. Think about that. A child recovering from surgery, learning to walk again, and the family is struggling to put food, good food, nutritious food on the table. That's why Safeway and Seahawk Jackson Smith & Jigba are launching the Food First Project, a multi-year initiative to fight pediatric food insecurity right here in our community. This is not someday maybe talk. No, this is grocery cards, produce vouchers, and food as medicine programs going directly to families the moment the need is identified. They're funding vitamin D screenings, nutrition support for student athletes, rehabilitation feeding tools, and meals for hundreds of families staying inpatient at the hospital. I love what Safeway and Seattle Children's are doing, making a real difference where it matters. Jackson Smith & Jigba, he's showing up. Now it's our turn, 12s. Put food first. Learn more at Safeway.com.
When you see this in your kitchen,
The stainless steel fridge is covered in fingerprints.
you hear this.
Leslie, people are going to think you were raised in a barn or by wolves, or raised in a barn by wolves.
Fortunately, Wyman Stainless Steel 3-in-1 cleans, shines, and protects to give you the best shine. A spray and a wipe will have your fridge shining like a mirror.
Wow, my fridge looks brand new. Your fridge looks amazing, Leslie. Sorry, I was being a little dramatic earlier.
Your kitchen says a lot about you. Let it brag with Wyman.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer at a beverage manufacturing plant, he starts his day knowing every line is ready to run because Grainger delivers the industrial-grade products he needs to keep mixers, conveyors, and packaging equipment moving. With Grainger's vast selection of bearings, belts, and motors, he keeps operations running smoothly, so nothing grinds to a halt. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Healthcare costs are rising, and a major driver is hospital prices. They've increased more than 250% over the past 25 years. Families and local businesses are feeling it. At Primera Blue Cross, we're working to change that by negotiating with hospitals to secure fair, responsible prices so you can get the care you need at a cost you can afford. That's coverage that counts. Learn more at coveragethatcounts.primera.com.
Do you get sinus infections, congestion, sinus pressure and pain, sinus headaches? You've gone to the doctor. You visit urgent care over and over again. And it's always the same thing, right? Oh, I know. Let's try antibiotics and some nasal sprays. But they just keep coming back. You may suffer with chronic sinus infections. The good news? Relief is possible. How? A minimally invasive procedure called the Sinusoft procedure, available only at the Modern Nose Clinic. Imagine a procedure so delicate there are no narcotics. Less cutting means less bleeding, so no packing, and no operating room. The Sinusoft procedure is designed for the clinic. If you suffer with chronic sinus infections, facial pain, pressure, and congestion, find out if the Sinusoft procedure, available only at the Modern Nose Clinic, is the solution for you. Call and set an appointment today. 206-388-2770. 206-388-2770. That's 206-388-2770.
Did you know that 4,000 women are diagnosed with breast cancer every year in Washington state? I'm Dr. Suzette Miranda with Northwest Hope and Healing. We provide financial support for breast and gynecologic cancer patients in our community. Join us at Life in Color, a summer brunch, auction, and fashion show on August 23rd at the Somme Hotel in Woodinville for an unforgettable afternoon of inspiration. Get your tickets now for Life in Color on August 23rd at nwhopeandhealing.org. That's nwhopeandhealing.org.
Guys, your testosterone level impacts your energy, drive, weight, hair loss, and even ED. Revive Men's Health Seattle will check your T level for free. For your free T level check, exam, and consultation, call 206-529-1111 or visit revivemenshealth.com.
Progressive provides protection for your boat and other outdoor vehicles so you can explore new things.
Oh, I can finally try pesto.
We meant like water skiing.
I've just never had pesto.
Or maybe take the boat somewhere new.
I mean, is pesto spicy or sweet? Oh, guess we'll find out, right?
Right. Bundle home or auto insurance with your boat, RV, or motorcycle and stay protected with Progressive while you explore.
I don't know. Maybe I'm not ready for pesto.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Not available in all states or situations.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer at a beverage manufacturing plant, he starts his day knowing every line is ready to run because Grainger delivers the industrial-grade products he needs to keep mixers, conveyors, and packaging equipment moving. With Grainger's vast selection of bearings, belts, and motors, he keeps operations running smoothly, so nothing grinds to a halt. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Jazz Alley invites you to experience the soulful sounds of South Africa's own Jonathan Butler, a trailblazing voice in jazz, R&B, and soul. July 16th through the 19th, tickets at jazzalley.com. Next up, Avery Sunshine.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning. I'm Katrina Gashard. Air quality has plummeted in 20 states as smoke from Canadian wildfires spreads across the U.S.
Anywhere from Duluth, Minneapolis, Green Bay, Milwaukee, down to Chicago, Cincinnati, getting out towards Baltimore. We're seeing some heavy smoke in these areas. These are air quality alerts that are going out, shifting farther even out towards the east and to the south by the time we're heading into tomorrow. So you just want to be very cautious and careful.
Surveillance video may hold the key to a suspicious fire at North Lake Middle School in Lake Stevens. KIRO 7 TV's Jason Sloss reports 2 teenage boys were seen moments before the fire started.
Officials say they were on the roof for about a half hour, and after they got down, the fire started around 2 hours later. Cody Lewis lives right across the street.
I heard a bunch of fire alarms coming up just from down the street. Fire trucks, ambulances, this, that, and the other thing.
Video also shows flashes from the flames. No one was hurt, but there was significant fire damage to the roof right above the cafeteria, as well as smoke and water damage in the cafeteria and kitchen.
A jury has convicted 2 Washington men of orchestrating a fraud scheme from the King County Jail that preyed on hospitalized veterans. KIRO 7 TV's Jack Bilyeu has details.
Court documents state Daryl Young would call a VA hospital, then have his call transferred so it wasn't clear it was coming from inside a jail. He would then pose as an employee and ask for personal information about the patients. Then he would have his accomplice, Akilah Williams, create a 3-way call with the veteran or a relative, making sure they didn't hear the recording that the call was from inside a jail.
There's some things you just don't do. It's despicable.
Prosecutors say they tracked more than 130 fraudulent bank transactions, totaling more than $8,000.
A Bellevue tax preparer who catered to many tech workers has been sentenced to 18 months in federal prison for filing false tax returns. Federal prosecutors say the 65-year-old falsified deductions, business losses, and other tax information on clients' returns. Authorities say the scheme cost the U.S. Treasury more than $250,000 in lost tax revenue. He was also ordered to pay restitution and a $100,000 fine. Dutch Bros is officially brewing up its first Seattle location. The Oregon-based coffee chain plans to take over the former Starbucks site in Soto. A construction permit filed with the city shows the location will feature a drive-through and quick service area for renovations are complete. The Starbucks closed last year as part of a broader round of store closures throughout our state. Dutch Bros already operates dozens of locations nationwide. And now to your KIRO News Radio real-time traffic. It's still a struggle out there. About an hour and 15 from Everett to Seattle. It'll take you at least an hour to get all the way downtown Seattle from 145th. Federal Way to Seattle is about 40 minutes right now. Renton to Bellevue will take you 40 minutes. The Valley Freeway is about 40 minutes as well. Olympia to Tacoma, a little better at 35 minutes. This track report brought to you by Seattle Sports. Search Seattle Sports on YouTube and click subscribe to get fresh video content daily. Now to your weather. If you are driving in Seattle, I'm sure you heard that thunder and saw the lightning. It is just going to be a chance of isolated thunderstorms throughout the day today, but it'll be warmer tomorrow with sunshine. Right now, it's about 63 in downtown Seattle. I'm Katrina Gashard, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Welcome back to the Gee and Ursula Show. During the break, we have been reading your text messages. Muckleshoot Casino and Resort text line is 888-973-5476. Gee and I had a vulnerable moment, something we weren't expecting to happen, but that's what happens with the show. It's a live show, and we just kind of say what's on our mind and on our hearts. And I got to say thank you. We have people who often don't agree with us, who stay with us on the show, saying thank you for being truthful and expressing the struggle. The struggle is real, and they say they see it from either political party having a struggle with this situation, but it makes them comforted that they're not alone in this feeling of how much do you talk about it, and how do you talk about it.
Yeah, I think the takeaway was, and I feel that I say things like this all the time. I hope you guys walked away with that segment hearing both Ursula and I say we struggle with what to do, and this is a new frontier for us. I'm not really that great, and if anybody is like, well, you should do this and you should do that, you're right. I don't, you know what I mean? Like, you're right.
And again, we go into meetings with the boss. The boss never tells us,
no,
hey, you need to talk about this more or talk about this less. It is all of us collectively saying, man, I mean, what direction do we want the show to go on? Go in.
I think.
And it's not always clear.
Well, I'll tell you what it has been clear that I feel good about no matter what happens from here on out. I think that our show for the last 6.5 years has done a good job when it comes to placing the importance on human decency. And I don't care what political affiliation you are, left, right, blue, red, black, white, any of that stuff. I think that our show, I hope, has shown you that we don't care who you are. You're a person. You're people. So I hope that in some way you can find, even if you don't agree with us, you can just know that if we saw you in a grocery store, we saw you in a church, or there was an opportunity to give, I won't decide to give and help you based on who you voted for. So I hope that if you can say awesome, nasty things about us, you can say one thing, man, we care about people, y'all.
And we've done our best to tell you the truth and tried to provide you the most generous interpretation of a lot of the more difficult things we've talked about, and provide you full context with our best understanding of every single issue.
Yep,
for sure. Okay, well, let's pivot because we want to talk about food. It's a little bit early for. It's not quite lunch hour.
It's not lunch o'clock.
It's lunch somewhere.
No. It's not, okay.
It's lunch somewhere.
What you got?
Yeah, so you heard a couple of stories. You heard Dutch Bros, which I want to get into in a second. But did you hear that Red Robin is going to be closing more restaurants as it tries to cut its costs and pay down debt? We're talking about this is a burger chain that is nearly 6 decades old. And it closed 23 locations last year and expects to close another 20 this year as leases are expiring. So, I mean, we're talking about, when all is said and done, potentially up to 70 Red Robins being shut down.
Yeah.
Okay, what's happened to Red Robin? Do you remember when I've always thought of Red Robin as the bee's knees, and I love the endless fries and their special seasoning and guacamole burger.
No doubt.
My favorite. Like, what is happening?
Nothing. Red Robin didn't do nothing wrong. Red Robin has good burgers. They got the bottomless fries. They got everything you need. Their burgers did not go down. Service, I love Red Robin. Now, as for what happened, let me tell you. I'm going to say something that maybe some of you all heard when you were growing up. Ursula, you were in the Philippines. So when we were younger, kids would be like, oh, I want McDonald's. I want McDonald's. Sometimes your parent would say, I can make McDonald's at home. We got McDonald's at home.
My response would be, no, you can't.
So, right. But what has happened is, and this is the truth, as a chef, there are people at home that are really making good burgers these days. Social media, TikTok, what you love, TikTok, there are people that are making really good burgers. So what's happening is people themselves, COVID has forced, like, man, you know what? I might not be Red Robin, but my burgers are pretty good. My burgers are pretty good. People are really learning how to make burgers themselves. So it's like family of 4, go out to Red Robin, or family of 4, stay home. I got the fancy griddle. I got the new grill. I got the smash burgers, things to do. People can make burgers really well at home. That's what happened.
I'm wondering if y'all agree with that, listening right now. Like, when was the last time you went to Red Robin? For me,
2 years ago.
My problem is that it used to be at Northgate Mall, and we would go there for many occasions. Wait, it's still at Northgate Mall. But Northgate Mall is not the same Northgate Mall. There's no reason for me to go to Northgate Mall. It was nice to go to Red Robin because it was right there. Can you check for me? I still think it's there, but Northgate Mall there's no stores. Or, it's more hockey.
It's the quality of the burgers. It's not good. It's not. They're one of those places where 9 out of 10 times they're not going to salt the patty.
Oh,
okay?
no.
No, I'm serious. And I've never had a burger at Red Robin's where they toasted the bun and the burger came out warm.
Okay,
it just hasn't happened.
And even their bottomless fries?
Yeah, people like them because they're bottomless. No, but it takes an hour to get a refill, and they're not that good to begin with.
The thing is, Ursula and Chef.
I think you might be onto something, Chef.
And let me just say this, too. I'm going to shout out to Tacoma. If you live in Tacoma and you're like, oh, I got a taste for a burger, Red Robin does not exist. You got to go to Piano. No. You got to go to Frugal's. Oh. You got to go to Soul Burgers. Like, there's spots. You got to go to all different places before you go to Red Robin. There's real burger competition out here.
There is burger competition.
Frisco Freeze?
Yeah.
Tamara mentioned Red Robin going way down. She says food is not good anymore, and the service in the Tacoma one is horrible, so she stopped going.
Okay, here's the comparison for you.
What you got?
Red Robin was good as a burger place.
Yes.
When Henry Weinhard's was fancy beer.
People know better, or did
Red Robin used to be a fancy restaurant too.
Mm-hmm.
It's not cheap.
We have good options now.
So maybe that's it. Yeah. Red Robin, are you listening?
All right. Scenarios next. Gee Ursula.
Subscribe to the Jake and Spike YouTube channel and watch live or later.
Did you hear that restaurant in the CID? Conditions are so bad, it is not feasible for them to stay open during the weekdays and only during the weekends.
Crime, street life, drug use. If only there were an elected official.
Like a mayor?
Maybe a council of these elected officials. And maybe these concerns could be brought to them.
This should scare them. I mean, I know we're being tongue-in-cheek.
It should.
But Jake and Spike, weekdays noon to 3 on KIRO Newsradio.
I am officially driving my first hybrid. It is a 2026 Subaru Forester Touring Hybrid, which I got from Carter Subaru. And I got to tell you, I am absolutely thrilled. From the moment I got into this vehicle, I thought, okay, this is what it feels like to be so spoiled. It has the comfort, it has the technology and safety that I want for our family, including an 11.5-inch multimedia screen with navigation, a hands-free power rear gate for all the kid stuff and grocery chaos for those of you who still have young kids. And with up to 581 miles of range, it feels like the right car at exactly the right time, especially with gas prices moving in the wrong direction. The Carter Subaru team was fantastic, which is why our family keeps going back to them. I was reminded of that when I went to Carter Subaru and Shoreline. Right now, Carter Subaru has the 2026 Subaru Outback available for 0.9% APR. It is a great time to get a car that you will love. Carter Subaru in Ballard and Shoreline, or cartersubaru.com.
On approved credit, subject to vehicle insurance and availability. A documentary service fee may be added to the sale price or capitalized cost. See dealer for details. Valid through 7/31/26.
John Curley here. When the AC starts acting up, don't assume you need a whole new system. Home Comfort Alliance, their approach is simple. Repair first, replace only if needed. Their techs diagnose the real problem because a simple fix can often get the cooling back up again and not cost you a full replacement. Need something new? Ask about a heat pump for year-round comfort. That's what we did at the barn. Get real pricing in 60 seconds at homecomfortalliance.com. Call the comfort people. homecomfortalliance.com.
Endless hours of research, seeking referrals, dozens of calls. Hiring the right attorney can be a challenging process during an already difficult time. J.P. Pendergast with Pendergast Law explains.
In Washington State, Tom, there are thousands of attorneys to choose from. Referrals and online research can be helpful, but discovering the right attorney requires a conversation. It can be hard to identify integrity and authenticity without that interaction.
So, what do you recommend?
We encourage anyone looking for personal injury representation to call for a free consultation with our team before making a decision simply based on referrals or online research. Accident victims need an attorney that listens, demonstrates honesty, and is genuinely understanding of their unique circumstances. The care, attention, and preparation that our firm provides throughout the case mirrors the effort involved when taking on the insurance companies.
Save time and avoid mistakes after an injury. Contact the caring and compassionate team at Pendergast Law.
If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident, call Pendergast Law. We can help.
Summer is the time to feel and look your best, but I'm not talking about your abs or tan. Guys, I'm talking about your hair. Restore that bald spot, reverse your receding hairline, or add volume to thinning during Advanced Hair's once yearly summer savings event. Advanced Hair's simple one-day treatment begins to regrow your very own hair the very next day, and they guarantee your new hair will grow. They are the team that addressed my hair loss, and I recommend them to everyone. Take advantage of your flexible summer calendar and get the most hair for your dollar. Advanced Hair's summer sales event is on for a limited time. So get the details and schedule your free consultation today. 425-449-8185. One-day treatment, life-changing results. With Advanced Hair, your new hair is guaranteed to grow. Check out the incredible before and afters and make the call now while their summer savings event is still on. That's 425-449-8185 or advancedhair.com.
And the match is about to begin.
Most of the team is out with COVID-19, so there'll be some substitutes tonight.
What's this? We have an unexpected guest on the field.
It's a dog. Well, they could do with extra players.
She's going for the ball.
Are front paws hands or feet?
Soccer season is full of surprises, and COVID-19 could be one of them. If you test positive, prescription medications may help. Ask your doctor if they're right for you. Learn more at PfizerForAll.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Lots of places can expose you to identity theft.
Oh, no.
That's why LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points a second for threats to your identity, which is way more than anyone can do on their own. If we find anything suspicious, like new loans or changes to your financial accounts, we alert you right away, all through text, phone, email, or the LifeLock app. Get the alerts that could make all the difference. Save up to 30% with promo code NEWS at lifelock.com. Terms apply.
Olympic Hot Tub has terrific ways to achieve total wellness at home. Saltwater hot tubs, swim spas, saunas, and cold plunges, all waiting for you. See our current specials with exciting savings at olympichottub.com. Better you, better life.
Guys, did you know your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED? And right now, Revive Men's Health Seattle will check your testosterone for free. They've helped thousands of men since 2011 feel and perform better. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Schedule your free testosterone test, exam, and consultation today. Call 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Good morning, y'all. It is the Gee and Ursula Show. Before we get to scenarios, I don't want to gatekeep. Chef came over during the break, and he was like, Gee, wait a minute now. I disagree with you. To which he says, a lot of burgers at home are not good.
Awful.
And you know what? He's right.
Because we don't own heat lamps.
We don't own heat lamps. So
has to be assembled hot.
Hey, fellas, ladies, I'm about to give you guys some game right now.
Okay.
You most likely don't have a heat lamp, but my homeboy, Brandon Bolden, he taught me something that works well. So when you just make the burgers, don't just make the burgers and just throw them in and then have a burger deal and then you get your own bread and you put together your burger. No. Make the burger. Put it all together.
Right by the grill.
Right by the grill. Put them in foil. Wrap them in aluminum foil. Then, once you wrap them all, then put them in the grill and so they can kind of have that heat a little bit. And boy, those burgers get, as Emeril Lagasse say, they get happy inside of that foil.
Ooh.
I'm giving you the game. Put the burger together.
Amen. That's true.
Nice.
Scenarios.
Here we go, yo. Here we go, yo.
No, watch this, Ursula. I was at the market yesterday and made a fool of myself, and I feel horrible. There's nothing I can do about it now, but I just hope someone could at least make me feel better about what happened. So, I was at the checkout. They always ask for donations to a cause or to round up to help with kids that are hungry. I feel obligated and usually donate. But yesterday was a bad day, and I just had enough. So I declined to donate, and the checkout person recognized me and said, hey, what's wrong? Don't you care about homeless kids? And I just lost it. I told her it's none of her business what I do with my money, and that it's annoying that you're asking me for this anyways. I said I always donate, but didn't this time, and now you want to say something about it? Then I demanded to see her manager. When I finally calmed down, a woman behind me introduced me to her 5-year-old son and said the only way that she could be getting food there tonight usually comes from donation. I'm like, oh, great. Now this makes me feel even worse. I felt horrible. And it was a bad day. It got worse. I have no idea what I can do about this. I feel really bad. I felt mean. I feel like I should never go back to that store again, but I also feel like I should go and apologize. Help me. 888-973-5476. Muckleshoot Casino Resort text line. Ursula, you up to bat first.
Okay, I think that it's the store that should apologize for the employee for chastising a customer and guilting him into feeling like he is a horrible person who doesn't care about homeless kids because he didn't donate that one day.
Right.
You know that I have said this where I think they've gotten a lot better, but there was a time I felt more pressure. Like when the employee actually asks you, it's not that you don't see that there's the big sign there that says donate here or do you want to round up? I don't want to be harassed about it.
Right.
You don't know what I do with my philanthropic money. You don't know who I am helping to support.
Yep.
And quite frankly, I know nothing about how much of the money that you are getting when you ask if you want to round up actually goes to these causes that you purport to be helping. So I think the one, maybe he had an overreaction, yes, but I actually think the one that's truly at fault is the store that has maybe encouraged employees to pressure customers who aren't donating. I think that's wrong.
Yeah.
Agree.
Here's the deal. The multi-billion-dollar grocery store chains that give you an opportunity to donate while they gouge the heck out of you for your groceries, screw you and screw you asking me for charity money. You could easily provide that yourself, and I have no transparency. You're right on that, Ursula. There are businesses who do it well, like Ace Hardware will ask you to round up, right? PCC does, but they actually support real local charities that you know exist. And I don't believe the lady in line behind you because there's no way that she's eating on behalf of going to the grocery store.
No.
Like that grocery store is not giving her the money, period.
Well, do you still go to the store?
Yes, you go to the store,
Yeah,
and yes,
don't
you
change-
had a
don't
bad
change your
day,
routine.
and yes, you just go in there and apologize. Now, first, it is very, when I say very, wait, let me just stop. I've never had someone at checkout say something about me not donating if I didn't at that time. Now, when I do, it's easy for me to donate, but I've never had anybody say anything. So, like Ursula said, that was definitely that person's fault for causing that. Now, sure, your reaction wasn't that great. It would probably be better for you to go and apologize. And look, there are a lot of times you have stores that are doing the right things with the money. And so you have situations where, boom, you have this. So go and apologize. That was a rough one. We all have a bad day. Mm-hmm. Ursula, you probably have never gone off on somebody in a store.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
It's a rare moment when I actually totally go off on somebody.
Right.
But I have done that, and it's usually in defense of somebody else who can't speak up.
Boy, it feels good when you do too, huh?
Yeah. But I'm not generally a confrontational person. I'll let them know what I think, but I'm not a yeller.
You know, you made the comment, Chef, that it feels good when you do. I can say this.
If it's justified.
I would say of the 10 times that I have gone off and lost my temper, which as I get older, I definitely don't want that. I want to prevent that. I would say out of 10 times, 9.5 times, I'd be like, man, I went too far. Like, I'm never in a situation where I'm like, yeah. I mean, you can always find reasons to justify something, right? No doubt. But sometimes if you go too far.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Absolutely.
You're right.
Absolutely.
I mean,
If you go too far.
Yes, absolutely.
And when I have lost control, that's the key part.
Yeah.
Lost control.
I'm curious, though. Text us, 888-973-5476. How many of you do always round up or always say yes to the charity ask at the grocery store or wherever?
Coming up next here on the Gee and Ursula Show. So we've heard about Starbucks. And Starbucks potentially, they're going to be moving part of their headquarters to Tennessee. What does that mean? Does that mean Seattle would lose out on coffee? Or are there other coffee giants that are just laying in wait? Next, Gee and Ursula.
From the FIFA World Cup to competitive business environments, grand ambitions lead to game-changing achievements. At Bank of America, we're there to support businesses at every step, providing insights and expertise to help you gain an edge.
He shoots, he scores!
What would you like the power to do? Explore winning business solutions at BofA.com/gamechangers. Bank of America, official bank of the FIFA World Cup 2026. From the FIFA World Cup to competitive business environments, grand ambitions lead to game-changing achievements. At Bank of America, we're there to support businesses at every step, providing insights and expertise to help you gain an edge.
He shoots, he scores!
What would you like the power to do? Explore winning business solutions at BofA.com/gamechangers. Bank of America, official bank of the FIFA World Cup 2026.
Progressive Insurance. Progressive can protect your home, auto, boat, motorcycle, ATV, RV, and more. In short, a lot of things. Bundle today at Progressive.com.
Well, it's official. My friends have all switched to Pure Talk because I told them they could save a bunch of money on a super reliable high-speed network with unlimited data. And because they're my friends, they trust me. As for the rest of you, well, Pure Talk understands that even though you might like me, you're not just going to take my word for it, nor should you. For that reason, and for a very limited time, Pure Talk is offering any of their plans for just $15 a month for the first 3 months, including their top-tier unlimited plan that normally sells for $65 a month. Think of it like a test drive, a super simple way to save $150 while you kick the tires on Pure Talk's blazing fast network, and a fine way to see for yourself why I switched from big wireless, along with a few 100,000 of my closest friends. Dial pound 250, say Mike Rowe, and be connected to Pure Talk's friendly U.S. customer service team. Again, dial pound 250, say Mike Rowe, and let the savings begin.
We meet by accident, fixing every last bit, accurate auto body.
If you've been in an auto accident, you have the right to take your vehicle to any repair facility. Accurate Auto Body has been family owned and operated since 1994, and they work for you, not your insurance company. Your insurance company may not love them, but you will, because
We meet by accident, fixing every last bit, accurate auto body.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Ask yourself this question. Is it really worth holding on to that timeshare that you know you need to get rid of? Here's the truth. The average maintenance fee just went up over 17%. That could have been 117%, and there's nothing you can do about it. When you buy a timeshare, you give them a blank check for annual maintenance and assessment fees. I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group. For 15 years, I've helped over 50,000 families cancel their timeshare. Not sell it, not transfer it, cancel it. Did you buy a timeshare because they told you it was a great investment and your maintenance fees would never go up? That's a lie. Are you ready to get rid of your timeshare once and for all? Simply call us and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit that explains all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your timeshare exit kit. 800-822-1490. That's 800-822-1490. 800-822-1490.
Spike O'Neill here. If your loved one's caregiver is planning a vacation or just needs a break, want to consider Aegis Living Respite Care. A short-term stay that provides 24/7 expert care, Aegis Living amenities, and peace of mind for you and your family. Go to aegisliving.com/spike to schedule a visit today.
Your best source for local news. KIRO News Radio. KIRO FM and HD1. Tacoma, Seattle. Northwest News.
ABC News, I'm Michelle Franzen. In Texas Hill Country, catastrophic flooding being blamed for at least one death. Governor Greg Abbott says the person died between Kerrville and Comfort and says no camps along the flooded Guadalupe River have sustained damage. The governor says over 70 people have been rescued so far. Tonight, President Trump delivering a speech. Sources familiar with the matter tell ABC News the president will detail information received from the Office of the Director of National Intelligence related to the 2020 election.
The president has long pushed debunked conspiracy theories to claim that his 2020 election loss was fraudulent. It's not immediately clear what allegations he'll make as part of this speech. The remarks come as the president recently named a loyalist, Bill Pulte, to lead the Office of the Director of National Intelligence. Pulte has no previous national security experience. Trump has said he wanted Pulte to declassify information. Karen Travers, ABC News, the White House.
At a press briefing, Caroline Leavitt says the speech will focus on election integrity. On Wall Street, stocks are down this hour. This is ABC News. Local health officials in 34 states working to contain the ongoing outbreak of cyclosporiasis. Federal agencies also facing increased questions over their role in protecting public health amid budget cuts. Here's ABC's Elizabeth Schulze.
Nationwide, federal officials still have not identified a cause. And right now, there are vacancies at the top of the FDA, CDC, and Surgeon General's office. On Capitol Hill on Wednesday, the CDC director nominee was asked why the agency last year stopped one of its programs that tracks the disease. She said she was unaware of that change. And the CDC says that states are still required to report cases as part of its national surveillance program.
President Zelensky facing a serious political crisis after he fired his popular defense minister, credited by many with Ukraine's recent turnaround on the battlefield. Thousands protesting in Kyiv today, demanding the reinstatement of Mikhailo Fedorov and some of the biggest demonstrations since the Russia's full-scale invasion. Michelle Franzen, ABC News.
Thunderstorms trigger flight delays at SeaTac Airport, but first, KIRO Newsradio real-time traffic. It's slowly improving on southbound I-5. It'll take you about 45 minutes from Everett to Seattle and 40 from Everett to Bellevue. Federal Way to Seattle is going to take you at least 35 minutes. Renton to Bellevue will take you about half an hour. The Valley Freeway is 30 minutes as well. Olympia to Tacoma is about 40 minutes. This traffic report brought to you by Harborstone Credit Union. Earn up to $30 per month just for using your Harborstone P&W Cashback debit card. Open your free checking account online today at harborstone.com/cash.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning. I'm Katrina Gashard. A ground stop at SeaTac Airport is disrupting air travel across the region today. The FAA halted some incoming flights because of the thunderstorms moving through our area. The stop began at 9:45 this morning and is scheduled to last until at least 11:15, but officials say there's a chance it could be extended. Flights headed to Seattle from parts of western United States and Canada are being held on the ground, while departing flights from SeaTac are seeing delays averaging about 30 minutes right now. Travelers should check with their airline before heading to SeaTac Airport. A judge found years of public nudity and lewd sex acts at Seattle's Denny Lane Park amount to a public nuisance, but the park will stay open.
Judge Samuel Chung's ruling says the city largely failed to enforce its own rules at the park. The judge is ordering the city of Seattle to come up with a plan for the park, staff it, keep up the grounds, and set clear rules on what you can and cannot do there. The city will also have to put up buffers so neighbors don't have to see nude park users from their homes, and it will also have to post signs spelling out what's allowed and what's not. Frank Lindsay, KIRO News Radio.
New data from the state shows nearly 1/3 of Washington's school districts still do not have a cell phone policy in place. State School Superintendent Chris Reichdahl worked with lawmakers on a bill that would have required districts to restrict cell phones at school, but it stalled out, and legislators told his office to study the issue instead. So this is what he told TVW back in April.
We don't need studies to see how clear the research is. We need courage.
He says districts that do restrict phones report fewer classroom disruptions and more student engagement. Opponents argue that phones allow parents and their children to reach each other in the event of an emergency. Washington State University is honoring former Vice President Mike Pence with one of its top public service awards. Pence will receive the Thomas S. Foley Award for Distinguished Public Service during a September ceremony in Spokane. Foley Institute director says Pence's career has been marked by integrity, courage, and a deep commitment to public service. The annual award is named for former House Speaker Tom Foley. And now to your KIRO News Radio weather. Showers today and a chance for thunderstorms. It's much cooler with highs in the 70s. Prepare for sunshine tomorrow afternoon and into the weekend. Right now, it's about 63 in downtown Seattle. I'm Katrina Gashard, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with a KIRO Newsradio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
This is the Gee and Ursula Show with G. Scott and Ursula Reutin.
It is the Gee and Ursula Show. Good morning to everybody. You know, Ursula, I was listening to Katrina, and she was just talking about how Mike Pence is going to be up for an award and stuff like that. And you know what I was just reminded of? When I think of Mike Pence, for some reason, I think of John McCain. I think of Mitt Romney. I just think of like, hey, you know, politically, we don't really, I'm not on the same side. But when I think of Mike Pence, like, I don't think Mike Pence is a bad person.
Maybe
I'm wrong. I don't know the man. You know,
I actually think the opposite.
You think he's a bad man?
No, I think that he's a good guy.
Oh, well, that's what I said.
Yeah. And
you think the opposite?
No.
Oh. That's what I was saying. He's a good guy.
Yeah.
I think he's like politically, but I think he's a good guy. You said the opposite.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, and the reason I think that is, I mean, think about what happened.
January 6th.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Once his family finally come under threat.
Yeah. Anyways. Just wanted to say that, Ursula. That's all I got. What we got working on?
Okay, well, Muckleshoot Casino Resort text line 888-973-5476, 888-973 KIRO. Want to welcome in Julie in Seattle, who has been a long-time listener, but texted in for the first time, and always love when people are finally moved to text in for the first time. So I hope she does more of that, but let's get to it.
Top stories at 11.
On the Gee and Ursula Show.
2 Arlington families are now living in fear after multiple bullets from a shooting range struck their homes last weekend. Listen to this. Hang on a second. This story comes from King 5 News. Tim Hand says he was outside with his family when this shooting began.
At first, we thought they were fireworks. Until we heard the Z pop hit the house.
So Tim, his wife, their 2 children, and a neighbor child had to scramble for cover inside their homes. I mean, that is terrifying. So the gunfire came from a neighbor's property where it is legal to practice target shooting, and the Snohomish County Sheriff's Office concluded that the shooters either missed their targets or hadn't allowed sufficient backstop to catch those stray bullets. So Justin Coker, another person, was inside his home when a bullet blasted through his computer screen while he was inches away. Bullets also struck the back door, shattering it, and their kids' trampoline and a play set in the backyard.
Yeah, I want them to be held accountable for the negligence. There's no way to not know that there's a whole neighborhood back here with kids. My kids are back there playing and screaming. You can hear that for miles.
They didn't take their guns. They specifically said they didn't do anything wrong, and we don't know if we need to prepare our children for it to happen again.
So, Gee, the shooting only stopped when Justin ran outside and began screaming at the shooters. The sheriff's office says they are referring potential reckless endangerment charges, although no charges have been filed. But still, Tim and Justin's children are now worried about playing in their own neighborhood.
My son walked down, the first thing that he said to us in the morning was, "Are there going to be more bullets flying our way?" My daughter doesn't want to come play outside. My son, he just turned 6. He asked me before he goes outside, "Hey, Dad, is it safe to go outside?"
Yeah, you live in the wrong neighborhood. That's what happened. There's some neighborhoods here in this state that, man, you misfire a gun and it goes towards someone's home, rightfully so. There's going to be big charges. You're going to be getting your firearms taken away. All kinds of stuff happens. But where's this at again? Arlington?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. In this case, like, oopsie, they missed their target, and, that happens, and so we're going to make sure they still keep their guns. Just living in the wrong neighborhood. That's all.
Okay,
I'm not being sarcastic. I'm actually being serious. Let that happen down here in King County or down in Federal Way in King County area, and you're sitting there and you have your gun and that happens and you miss your gun goes into an apartment, a bullet goes into an apartment, and watch what happens compared to this story right here. Like, did you hear the amount of shots that
was absolutely outrageous, first of all. And you may say, I support people to have the right to shoot legally on their own property. The Snohomish County Sheriff's Office concluded they had the right to do that. But hello, these areas are changing. More and more people are moving to places like Arlington. What used to be rural land is not that rural anymore. There are more families living there, more homes, more kids nearby. So, excuse me, like Jason in Buckley says, sue their you-know-what off. At the very least, these private, whether it's once a bullet leaves your property, I mean, would you not agree? It hits someone else's house. This is not just target practice.
I think every responsible gun owner would say, if you cannot account for where your bullets are going to end up, you shouldn't be firing your gun. Period. And you probably shouldn't own one if you're not responsible enough to understand what's going to happen when you fire it.
Exactly. So, I mean, you can respect gun rights.
Mm-hmm. What kind of charges did they get?
Reckless endangerment.
Oh.
Well, that's been referred. We'll see if it
sticks.
If they get a charge.
These families, that is a lawsuit waiting to happen.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I said, like these are things, I think that's the difference where, right? Like you heard all the fire and all that stuff and you're hearing that and you're like, wow. I would think that the average gun owner, which I'm a gun owner too, average gun owner would say, man, those people are like reckless with their firearms. People like that don't need to be able to have their firearms.
Mm-hmm. Okay, let's talk about something that was brought up in Katrina's newscast. She was talking about Dutch Brothers and Seattle, or we're going to finally get our own Dutch Bros coffee location. And it's going to be toward the end of the year on 4th Avenue South in Soto in a former Starbucks location. And you had a strong reaction to the news about Dutch Bros.
I did. And it is a continuation of, have you guys noticed lately, and by the way, rightfully so, we have seen, unfortunately, a lot of restaurants, we've seen a lot of businesses close down. This isn't just Seattle, it's all over the country. And my point is there's always a headline. Oh, wow, another business closed down. Oh, wow, another business closed down. But have you guys also noticed that you don't see the same energy and headlines. Oh, wow, another business moves in. Oh, wow, another business moves in. Here's my point. Like, unfortunately, businesses do go out of business. And fortunately, businesses do start up. Seattle is not having a hard time in recruiting those new businesses. And when it comes to Dutch Bros, Ursula, call me crazy. But every time I go south, I pull up on some Dutch Bros.
Yeah.
I love Dutch Bros. So I got to tell you.
What's your order? What do you like?
Straight hot Americano. That's what I got right here.
Nice.
Americano. I keep it simple.
You keep it
But
simple.
that
I like their blended drinks.
Coffee be serious down there. And so what my point is this. I know all the headlines, and we know we still love Starbucks. And Starbucks is going to be moving part of their franchise and headquarters over to Tennessee. And there's a lot of people like, oh my goodness, Starbucks is going to be going. Don't you worry. There's other coffee places like, hey, y'all have fun. We about to pull up. Sometimes it's almost like the new stepdaddy that pulls up to the house. Hey, you better treat her right. That's what Dutch Bros is about to do. Treat folks right.
Are you going to cry if we suddenly see more Dutch? It's not going to happen. But more Dutch Bros than Starbucks.
Not at all. People love Dutch Bros. And, well, hold on. My wife just texted me. You know, I like to be transparent.
Yes.
She says, you do not. What do you mean I do not? I just don't pull up with Dutch Bros. Maybe I didn't pull up with you.
Oh.
Yeah, she said you do not. Yes, I do.
I'm trying to imagine you with like a Dutch Brothers cup in your hand. Got like a venti caramel, vanilla. What's your drink?
I just told you.
Said Americano.
Yeah, okay.
And by the way, Dutch Bros is just like Gravity Coffee down in Tacoma. Mm-hmm. There's some good spots.
Funny enough, when we were down in Portland a couple weeks ago, my nephew said, okay, before we get to this next location where we're going, because we were all going in the van, remember?
Yeah.
We all piled into the van. It was like, I'm stopping at Dutch Bros. Anyone else? And we're like, yes. So, yep, we all took a trip to
Van
Dutch
full
Bros.
of goodness.
Yes, so good. So good. And by the way, in case people don't know, it was started in Grants Pass, Oregon. And that was in 1992. And Dutch Bros has now become this big national brand and has more than 1,000 locations across the U.S. So we're finally getting one in Seattle. I think that's good news. Okay.
Like, I can't believe Nikki is texting in, talking about I can't imagine G doing the long lines.
Okay, why? Is everyone...
You're a man of the people, too. I apologize.
Look, I'll admit.
Are people doubting you for...
Yeah, Dutch Bros lines do be a little long. They do be a little long.
Kind of like that Chick-fil-A at times.
And then I bring up Gravity Coffee and Steve. All right. Move on.
You can't win.
I can't win today.
Gravity Schmancy Coffee.
I can't win. My wife is calling me out. Texters are calling me out. What did I do to y'all?
I mistook what you were saying at the start of the show.
Yes, you did. Like, wow. But it's crazy right now. Yeah. Can we move on? Like, yes, I'm getting beat up right now.
Okay, let's bring up some
land.
Is this good? Is this good news? King County now has more men than women. And that is actually something remarkable when we're such a major urban county. And this comes from the Seattle Times. This is from FYI guy, right? Yeah. Gene Balk says men, it's not a big, huge difference, but men did make up 50.2% of the county's population last year, compared with 49.8% women. Right. So let's do the math. That's 8,000 more men in a county of more than 2.3 million people. Mm-hmm. Now, King County was majority female for nearly 70 years before flipping back to majority male in 2018. And among the 100 largest counties in the U.S., only 9 now have more men than women, and we are one of them. And the biggest reason?
Tech Bros. I don't know.
You're actually right.
Tech Bros.
You're right. And you know what I thought of when I first read this story? read his stats.
Mm.
You know how there are a lot of men. Okay, so I get it from the male perspective.
Okay. Because you talk to your son?
Yes,
You
because
know
I
what I'm
talk to my
saying?
son. So I talk to, and they often talk about how hard it is to find women to date. I mean, now they're doing great. Okay, so I want to make that clear. They're both in happy, healthy relationships.
Yeah.
But I also hear from women who are like, it is hard to find men to date in Seattle because a lot of them are tech bros and are more, paying more attention
More what?
to
More
the
what?
technological stuff.
Right. Right. Yeah, I mean, look.
Yeah,
What are you saying?
Or maybe more socially awkward.
I mean,
maybe
in
not
King-
about dating.
In King County, look, let's call it what it is, right? King County has Microsoft, King County has Amazon, and I don't know, look at the statistics. Are there more men or women in tech?
Men for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
absolutely.
So that would make sense on King County.
Yeah,
But I just
77% of all King County workers in computer and math jobs are men.
Can I tell y'all something? So earlier this morning, we got vulnerable, Ursula, and we talked about Donald Trump. We talked about all kinds of topics. Man, y'all didn't beat me up more over this coffee than Donald Trump combined. I mean, I'm getting it. My wife hit me up.
Why are you getting so much grief?
People hit me. Shout out to Louis Rudd. Louis Rudd just hit me up.
What are they telling you? That they
Louis-
don't believe you do Dutch Bros?
I forgot to bring up Boom Boona coffee, which I love Boom Boona and them. Shout out to them. They, raised up on over in Renton, down there, down on the waterfront. But man, look, of all the things, y'all got me on coffee? Y'all, you know what? Y'all been holding this back. Y'all been holding this.
I don't know, Gee. Like, are some people feeling like you might feel if all of a sudden I walked into the barber shop and I was like, I'm a regular here, and you're looking around like, fam, you ain't been in here ever.
But wait a minute.
I believe you've been.
Y'all
I
act
believe
like
you.
I don't have a coffee addiction. Y'all
you do have
hit me
one.
up and y'all tell me all the time, gee, you've had too much coffee. So I bring up coffee places that I go to. No, you didn't. What?
Well, maybe it's because you used to shout out like the fine folks at Starbucks that always knew your order and were super polite to you, and they just haven't heard the Dutch Brothers.
And then they said the Dutch Bros don't have a Gucci sleeve. Like the attacks are just outrageous. They're diabolical right now. All right, Ursula, what else you got?
Well, I will say that you're not the only one
blue
getting
sleeve.
attacked because Shane calls me out for. Did I make a sweeping statement about the dating situation and how tech bros for men?
The personality traits of the tech bros.
Yeah, I think there's some element of truth to that.
I got to. Okay, well, let me. Since I'm messing up and everybody beat me up, Ursula, I'll help you out with your sweeping statement.
Yes.
Here it is. It is harder for women to date in the state of Washington because most men here don't know how to take the first step and or approach. And that's why the dating scene here is so rough.
Mm-hmm.
There be good-looking women walking around, great jobs and everything, and the guy won't even say anything to her. That's how I look at why. And I'm saying this.
And why is that? Is it because there are more people, young people, and now we have a majority men?
When I first moved here, a lot of the friends that I would have, they would be like, hey, Gee, go talk to that group over there. You know what I mean? Like, I'm being serious. Like, I think there's something about the state of Washington where afraid of rejection, right? You're afraid to, like, you're scared of a no. And as someone who used to do door-to-door sales, what's a no?
Is that the Seattle freeze?
Yes. Yes, I think a lot of that has to do with that, the passive aggressiveness, the Seattle freeze. This is why you might have a friend or someone, hey, we got to get together. And you keep saying we got to get together
and
for 5 years and never commit
to a date.
Okay, I'll call you. Yeah. Let's get together. You got that friend out there? They're like, it just happens. That's Seattle. That's the one. Pacific Northwest. We totally got to get together.
Maybe the dating scene is actually just a little bit more equal here because, like, women have to eventually sometimes, occasionally, every once in 5 years, maybe ask themselves and put themselves out there.
Ooh.
Nobody's asking them all. Okay, well, ask away. Dudes are receptive. Trust me.
Oh, dear. Jacob in the 253 just said, wait, what? Jacob in the 253 says, where do I approach a woman who isn't considered creepy or invasive? Huh? I'm not going to do it at the gym because I'm there for me. I'm not going to do it when I'm shopping because I'm on a mission. Jacob.
Yeah, we don't. It's like going out to the clubs. That's not really like a Seattle thing.
You know, have you, man, the things that go through my mind. Have you ever gone to take a picture and you guys have heard the saying, you don't know what to do with your hands?
Yes.
Right? So that happens. Sometimes when I think fellas or people in general, when they're talking to someone, there's an awkwardness. Like sometimes y'all be too close. Or what are you looking at? Are you staring at them in the face, right? Or can you
Why
eyes
is it so
drift?
complicated?
Because a lot of people are socially awkward. Yeah. All right. That got awkward. Coming up next, Agree to Disagree, Gee Ursula.
This hour is brought to you by DUI Heroes.
KIRO Newsradio, where you hear Jake and Spike. Weekdays noon to 3.
Mike Salk from the Brock and Salk Show joins us now. This is essentially $10 billion for a team. They're not going to squabble over a millionaire's tax. They don't really care about that.
Not.
I hate the millionaire's tax for other reasons. It's not because I thought it would stop.
It's a really interesting conversation. It has nothing to do with the Seahawks. Using it to get clicks on a story that has nothing to do with it.
That's a fair point.
Drives me crazy.
Yeah.
Watch live or later on the KIRO Newsradio YouTube channel.
And the match is about to begin.
Most of the team is out with COVID-19, so there'll be some substitutes tonight.
What's this? We have an unexpected guest on the field.
It's a dog, but they could do with extra players.
She's going for the ball.
Are front paws hands or feet?
Soccer season is full of surprises, and COVID-19 could be one of them. If you test positive, prescription medications may help. Ask your doctor if they're right for you. Learn more at PfizerForAll.com. Sponsored by Pfizer. This is the story of the one who keeps multiple buildings running smoothly day after day. Plumbing that flows, HVAC that hums, cleaning supplies that keep surfaces sparkling. That's why she counts on Grainger. With easy reordering online and 24/7 support, Grainger helps her keep the products she needs on hand. So shelves stay stocked and buildings stay ready. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Summer is for going big.
Julio! Dead center field, solo home run, 4-0 Mariners.
Summer is for showing out.
Crawford, out of the glove, Emerson to first. What a play!
Summer is for Mariners baseball.
Cal Raleigh with an RBI double. The big dumper comes through in the clutch.
Where else do you get 9 innings of eye-popping swings and snags? Plus fireworks that make your feet dance and your jaw drop. Oh yeah, and the guys have a dance of their own, a wind dance.
Party time at T-Mobile Park in the sunshine.
Mariners baseball. Tridents up.
The Mariners are back in town this weekend for a West Coast showdown against the San Francisco Giants, including tomorrow's 2000s Fireworks Night, presented by T-Mobile. Plus, don't miss a 3-game series against the Cincinnati Reds, with value games on Monday the 20th and Tuesday the 21st. Get your tickets today at mariners.com.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health Seattle will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
I like it hot.
Beg your pardon?
Can you make it hot for me, Dan?
I think so.
Half heated ain't hot enough.
No.
That's why I called you.
Apollo Plumbing.
Yeah, my sorry old water heater.
Oh.
Ain't getting me the hots anymore.
You want hot water.
That's what I said.
That's what we do at Apollo Plumbing.
And you're ready?
Right now.
When can you?
How about today?
Same day?
We'll have you in hot water tonight.
Clever. How about an upgrade?
A tankless water heater would mean endless hot water.
Now you're cooking.
That's just for starters.
Starters?
How about we make it a worry-free water heater?
Worry-free?
Wrenchie's worry-free warranty.
Which covers?
Repair, service, all included.
And when it wears out?
Apollo replaces it.
No extra charge?
Nothing.
Nil?
Nada. As an Apollo A-list member, you're covered.
And payments?
To fit your budget with approved credit, of course.
And I'm hot again.
Worry-free.
That's for me.
We're on our way.
Thanks for making it hot.
We're ApolloPlumbing.com.
If you have unfiled taxes or are in debt to the IRS, this is important news. Did you know the IRS has programs specifically designed to help people struggling with tax debt? Powerful tax assistance programs that can save you thousands if you qualify. No one knows these programs better than the experts at Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution firm, A-rated by the Better Business Bureau. Their award-winning tax attorneys and licensed professionals have resolved over $3 billion of tax debt for their clients. One call to Optima can start the process, helping to put an end to your worries about wage garnishment, asset seizure, and other aggressive IRS actions. Find the best options to solve your tax problems. Call the experts at Optima Tax Relief today for a free consultation.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it today at Cars4Kids.org. Your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call 1-877-CARS4KIDS to donate your car today. That's Cars with a K.
KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and MyNorthwest.com.
Good morning. I'm Katrina Gashard. The electricity has been turned off in parts of California due to the high risk of wildfires amid hot weather and wind. ABC's Alex Stone is in Los Angeles.
When wildfire conditions become dangerous here in California, it's now routine for power companies to proactively shut off electricity. So if power lines come down, they don't start wildfires that run and can be deadly in high wind. Pacific Gas and Electric has shut off power in areas east and south of the San Francisco Bay Area. Southern California Edison has turned off the power for about 450 customers in Santa Barbara County. The heat and wind should improve going into the weekend, allowing the electricity to be turned back on. Alex Stone, ABC News, Los Angeles.
In Washington, our active weather has triggered multiple power outages across the region. Seattle City Light is reporting 16 outages affecting around 140 customers. Puget Sound Energy is dealing with 22 outages with 1,100 homes and businesses in the dark right now. Tacoma is also seeing some thunderstorm activity. Tacoma PUD has about 150 customers without power. A ground stop at SeaTac Airport has now been lifted. The FAA halted some incoming flights because of the thunderstorms moving through our area. The stop began at 9:45 and ended at 10:50. But there are still delays. Travelers should check with their airline before heading to the airport. In Tacoma, a pastor's son accused of sexually abusing children for decades is due in court today.
Tacoma police say leaders at Fellowship Bible Church in Tacoma came to them in December saying they witnessed John Stabbert, quote, apparently confess to sexually abusing children.
I don't want to see harm come against any child anywhere.
Tammy Music says she lives in the same neighborhood as the suspect and that he lives with his father, Bruce Stabbert, who had been a pastor at Fellowship Bible Church since 1977. Bruce Stabbert resigned as an elder, as well as his membership due to disagreements regarding how the church has chosen to address the abuse allegations.
That was KIRO 7 TV's Neil Bliss reporting. Meanwhile, Washington state laws requires religious leaders to report child abuse or neglect even when disclosed during confession.
Governor Bob Ferguson signed the law to add clergy to mandatory reporting in May of 2025. This means clergy join school personnel, nurses, social service counselors, and other professionals with a duty to report these crimes.
That was KIRO 7 TV's Lindsay Sheldon. A rescue in Kitsap County is raising questions about Tesla's pet safe mode. Sheriff's deputies say a woman was trapped inside the car on Tuesday for more than an hour after the vehicle was left in the setting, which is designed to keep pets secure while maintaining climate control. But it did not work, and temperatures inside the Tesla soared to about 100 degrees. Deputies eventually tracked down the woman's granddaughter, who was at a business nearby.
Is it parked right over here? Okay, is that your grandmother in there? I need you to come with me right now.
The woman was released from the Tesla, and Adult Protective Services has been notified. Now to your KIRO Newsradio real-time traffic. About an hour from Everett to Bellevue. We've got some brake lights. Federal Way to Seattle is going to take you at least a half an hour. Renton to Bellevue, about 40 minutes. Valley Freeway is about 40 minutes right now. And Olympia to Tacoma, about 50 minutes. This traffic report is brought to you by KIRO Newsradio. And for your forecast, we've got lots of clouds and a chance of thunderstorms. Highs today much lower, much cooler in the 70s. Right now, it's about 65 in downtown Seattle. I'm Katrina Gashard, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
This is the Gee and Ursula Show. It is time for us to do Agree to Disagree, brought to you by Guardian Roofing and Gutters.
One of these days, we just got to take off the gloves, just really go at it.
News out of Florida, where a student just graduated high school with a GPA of 11.99. That is not a typo. This comes from the Palm Beach Post. The kid, his name is Vaibhav Bashkar. He took 20 AP classes and about 24 college classes while attending high school at the Hillsborough County School District. Skipped lunch during his junior year so he could squeeze in more credits, and he graduated with both his diploma and an AA. So the way the district's grading formula worked, it was basically like an academic arms race. Students could pile on these weighted online courses and drive their GPA up to astronomical levels. So starting with future classes, the district is making some changes. They say, we're going to use a more standardized system with a ceiling, in the roughly a GPA of 5 area. And Ursula, it was literally until this show, I heard people saying things like, oh yeah, my daughter has a 5.3 GPA. When I was growing up, it was, 4.0. Mm-hmm. Do we have like a completely overly inflated GPA index now?
Yes. And I think there needs to be a way to acknowledge those students who take advanced placement classes and because a 4.0 in one school is not going to be the same as a 4.0 in another school. The other thing is, this is ridiculous. Taking 44 AP and college level courses, taking online classes during the summer. That, to me, if I were the admissions officer, I would be concerned. I mean, I get great work ethic. Clearly someone very smart. But I think that would be so unhealthy. And I would not encourage that. I would not encourage that of my own child. I'd be worried that they would be like a basket case. Like, how is there any kind of balance in that? That sounds very unhealthy. So I don't think, I think this Florida school district is encouraging that by allowing that to happen.
It shouldn't happen. 2 weeks ago, right before the 4th, Lily and I, we went to dinner with a couple, and at dinner, we were talking and getting to know them and stuff like that. We're talking about their kids, and they had just mentioned, like, yeah, our one son, he's jumped 3 grades ahead. I was like, wait.
Wow. Wait, what?
Wait, exactly. I'm like, okay, I've never heard of that before. Can you explain how that happens? Like,
I've heard 1 grade ahead.
Like right now, he's getting ready to graduate high school, and he's 15 years old.
Oh. So
Yes.
It sounds like a prodigy. It sounds like someone who
right. But
is exceptionally smart.
I'm bringing that up is because it has to kind of do with this 11 point whatever, some GPA. Our school systems and what they had to go through. Like, first, they didn't even realize that their kid was really that smart. But in kindergarten, when they first got to go, their kindergarten was reading like paragraphs and everything, and the teacher recognizes, like, hey,
wow,
I think the kid needs to kind of go up. So they went up to the 1st grade.
Yeah.
Okay, great. got to first grade, it was just crazy. And then now their parents started to recognize, like, hey, our kid's pretty smart. So they kept going with it. And then they were like, hey, they went to go fight for their child to move up. Most school districts don't want your child to move up. They make it hard for you. And so then you're in a situation where you're stuck and you're getting that 11 point something. I think that we need to do a better job of recognizing, because there's a lot of students that are stuck in a grade, have to stay at that grade, and they're just bored, right? Like, oh, Mr. Goody Two-Shoes, so they need to be challenged.
Yes. And it sounds like with your friends or the case that you're talking about, that was appropriate to bounce him up a few grades to get them to the level where he continues to be challenged.
But it was hard for them.
Yes.
They had to fight for that.
Yeah.
They once after one grade, they weren't like, think about it. Have you guys ever heard of someone, like, I know Dr.
My sister got bumped up one grade.
No, yeah, I've heard of
three.
one, not three
I have
grades.
heard of, no. I mean, we've heard of the very rare cases where a 14-year-old is graduating and going to college, right? Where they're just exceptionally smart, like ridiculously smart, so now they're on a college campus at the age of 14. I mean, you hear, but that's very rare.
Right. I just think they just need this. I'm glad you brought this story up, Chef. There needs to be more programs for kids that are really smart. Some kids, and you know what? I'm looking at you, Chef. I bet you probably one of your challenges when you were in school is that you were bored, man.
Yeah.
You were in some of these classes. You were so dang on smart that you probably started to get in trouble because you weren't challenged anymore.
I got in trouble in second grade. My teacher's like, Andrew doesn't participate in any classroom activities and he just reads books all day.
Oops. Yeah, that's...
I didn't need an 11-point GPA.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you hear so in the case of Chef or the case of your friend, it shouldn't be so difficult. On the other hand, I also think there is grade inflation. And I think that, I mean, and I want to hear from our educators in the audience.
Yeah.
Because I think that too often there is such an emphasis, on grades. People don't think that they can get into these so-called elite colleges without a GPA that is above a 4.0. I mean, it's true. And so often you hear people, students asking each other, what are your stats? What are your stats? How did you get in there? I want to do that. And they spend so much time chasing that exceptionally high GPA to the detriment of their own health.
Remember when you see the kid that would cry when they get that 1 A-? Just imagine the pressure on kids when perfect isn't good enough anymore.
I mean, my oldest son, when he got his first B, he was crushed, and he had a concussion. He had a concussion, and he was taking AP Chem.
I want to leave you with one last sweeping statement for today. Last one.
Yeah.
I think it's a myth when people tell you that C students run the world. I think that is the biggest myth in the world. Like, I'm sorry.
Some do.
Some exceptions, but for the most part, C students do not run the world. Sorry. I think it's a myth.
I'd agree with you.
Oh, wow. Dude. All right. What's next, Ursula?
Well, what's next is you are out of here. You are heading to the airport, so have a fantastic time.
I appreciate y'all.
Gee's not going to be here tomorrow. Chef and I will be. And coming up next, We Hear Ya and Words to Live By.
KIRO News Radio, where you turn for the news you depend on.
A political shakeup for Democrats that represent Seattle.
Traffic.
Right now, Auburn to Renton at 25 minutes. That's a good 10-minute delay.
Conversation.
3 people on the floor can't cover 20 aisles of plexiglass. They're doing their best. It just doesn't work.
And your Super Bowl champion Seahawks.
And the party begins.
Broadcasting live from the KIRO News Radio YouTube channel. KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM.
This is the story of the one who keeps multiple buildings running smoothly day after day. Plumbing that flows, HVAC that hums, cleaning supplies that keep surfaces sparkling. That's why she counts on Grainger. With easy reordering online and 24/7 support, Grainger helps her keep the products she needs on hand. so shelves stay stocked and buildings stay ready. Call 1-800-GRANGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Summer's finally here, and we're kicking it off with a whole lot of free. Free brake pads with Duralast rotors. Free oil filter with 5 quarts of oil. Free Armor All wipes with Armor All glass cleaner, and more. More free, so you can have more summer. Celebrate free at AutoZone. Now through July 27th. Restrictions apply.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Don't wait, insulate. Last year, American Crawl Space and Pest Services gave over $2 million in insulation rebates from PSE, more than any provider in the state. If your home was built before 1990, you're eligible for recouping up to 95% of insulation replacement costs. Insulate with American Crawl Space and keep your home warm during the winter and cool during the summer.
American Crawl, the heroes you call.
Jane is a small business owner.
That's right.
And tell them what that's like, Jane.
Yeah, well, it's like a roller coaster with a lot of ups and downs, and some days things can feel like they're flying off the rails.
Yep, it's a lot. But the Total Solutions Advantage only from Comcast Business can help you manage it all. With the largest, fastest fiber-powered network designed for 100% reliability with business internet and wireless connect. Plus gig speeds with security and equipment included. All with a 5-year price lock.
Nice. So everything stays on track.
Exactly. The Total Solutions Advantage. Get started for just $60 a month for 12 months when you add Wireless Connect to a qualifying internet package. No one does business like Comcast Business.
Limited time offer. Restrictions apply. New customers only. 1-year agreement, paperless billing, and automatic payments with bank account required. $60 offer requires 300 meg internet, security edge, and additional qualifying service. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra.
Do you get sinus infections, congestion, sinus pressure and pain, sinus headaches? You've gone to the doctor. You visit urgent care over and over again. And it's always the same thing, right? Oh, I know. Let's try antibiotics and some nasal sprays. But they just keep coming back. You may suffer with chronic sinus infections. The good news? Relief is possible. How? A minimally invasive procedure called the Sinusoft procedure, available only at the Modern Nose Clinic. Imagine a procedure so delicate there are no narcotics. Less cutting means less bleeding, so no packing, and no operating room. The Sinusoft procedure is designed for the clinic. If you suffer with chronic sinus infections, facial pain, pressure, and congestion, find out if the Sinusoft procedure, available only at the Modern Nose Clinic, is the solution for you. Call and set an appointment today. 206-388-2770. 206-388-2770. That's 206-388-2770.
Looking for a simple solution to hair loss this summer? Get the same breakthrough one-day treatment I received at Advanced Hair during their once yearly summer savings event. Your own natural hair begins to regrow the very next day, and Advanced Hair guarantees it will grow. Take advantage of your flexible summer calendar and get the most hair for your dollar during their best offer of the year. For details and a free consultation, call 425-449-8185, advancedhair.com.
And Doug.
Hot dog, get your hot dog.
Customize. Customize and save with Liberty Mutual.
Hey, what are you doing?
I like your method. Direct. To the point. A little loud, but...
Listen, people don't buy car insurance the same way they do hot dogs.
Not yet, but both are customizable.
Popcorn! Get your popcorn!
Hey, this is a hot dog area.
And customize and save area. Get a quote at libertymutual.com or with your local agent.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You need someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now you can meet them fast on ZipRecruiter.
Build your team, build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
Holy smokes! The On Cruise Adventures Rick Riz Show.
What happened at the ballpark yesterday?
Sparky's sitting on my scorpic here, my cat.
Friday mornings at 8:15 on Seattle's Morning News.
At Seattle Children's Hospital, 1 in 3 patient families can't afford the food their kids need to heal. Safeway and Jackson Smith & Jigba are fighting back with the Food First Project. No barriers, just help for families right now. Learn more at Safeway.com.
And just like that, we are at the end of our Thursday edition of the Gee and Ursula Show. As we mentioned, Gee is heading over to take a little trip to Vegas, and Chef and I are going to share some of your words.
Yeah, so we started off the show talking about whether there's anywhere in the U.S. with a better summer than Seattle. Russ in the 253, thank you for the affirmation. Lived in 8 states, including Hawaii, and Washington still has the best weather anywhere.
Yes. What we failed to recognize today, though, is today's weather.
It's a little different.
Not so much. Like someone in Burien was saying, this was like rattling the rain
The
was
window
rattling
panes.
the window panes.
The thunder
Yes.
shook the studio
Yes.
here, and what the heck was that?
I know.
That's never happened where I've heard it.
So you might not have felt like that today, but every day so far this summer has been pretty fantastic. Glenn in SeaTac said, "Good morning, team. My grandmother from Oklahoma used to love coming to Seattle because it was so green here."
All right, Brian in Arlington made the one case that we said might be the exception. Summer in Alaska is hard to beat. It's like summer here on steroids.
And then there was Molly in Black Diamond who says, "No to Alaska. Y'all know the Alaskan state bird is the mosquito, right? I'll take the Pacific Northwest."
All right, that's a good one on dating in Seattle. The odds may be good for the ladies, but the goods may be a little odd. Anna in Port Orchard, that's what they say about men in Alaska. Because the ratio is very, very high there.
Man, you kind of summed that one up.
Yeah,
Okay.
Anna in Port Orchard says, "I'm a mid-40s single woman and got tired of endless swiping and the fatigue of it all. My friend and I were talking and realized that people have forgotten how to meet people, not just date people. So we started a little event business, hosting speed dating. 10 guaranteed dates with people who want to be there and meet new people. If you click, great. If not, it's over in 5 minutes and you don't have to ghost anyone. We're hosting our 3rd one next week, and the first 2 have sold out. People just need new ways that actually foster connection."
I think that is so true. I'm not sure about speed dating, but it would at least be fun. It would be entertaining.
Yeah?
And it would be something a little different.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, on the story of the bullets from Arlington's shooting range ending up in homes, Jason in Buckley says, "I personally know 3 people who were in firearms accidents with 1 death. I own guns and I used to hunt, but anytime I see other non-law enforcement people with guns, I am extremely nervous."
Ask Ursula. Boy, this is a classic question. Should I ask out the woman who's my best friend in the world? Catherine, thank you. This is affirmation from a woman. She has been giving him more than the time of the day. If she wasn't interested, this wouldn't be happening. Talking about, 3 to 4 hour conversations. Ask her out already. Hold her hand, kiss her.
Okay, hold up. Do not. Okay,
Your
Catherine,
eyes popped open
Catherine, and I love Catherine. I did not advise this person to hold her hand and kiss her. You need to pop the
That's
question
too forward?
first. Yes.
Should he
Because
pop in a
that
milady
because
when he asks her out?
It could be that she isn't romantically interested. So read my response at Ask Ursula on mynorthwest.com. Do not assume.
By the way,
do not assume.
The lighting you have for the videos, it's so warm. It feels like
who does
you're
that?
speaking to your aunt in her cozy, tea room.
That's exactly the vibe we're trying
Really?
for. And Sophia and I came up with the thing, and she makes sure that I look my best. Sophia, thank you.
Yeah, she's fantastic.
Yes.
Russ points out on the topic, it's better to be wanted than needed. All right?
Susan in the 253 says, "I had a friendship like this with a guy. I told him not interested, just good friends. I was also openly gay. Our friendship has ended because he just couldn't get it through his thick skull." Well, I added that last part.
Left lane camping, Dan in Nissqua says, "I'm in the HOV lane all the time and have people come up on my butt and want me to move. I will take my foot off the gas and wait until they go around."
Oh, Dan.
Dan, you're a born and bred Pacific Northwest passive-aggressive man, I can tell.
Sean in Tacoma says, "What I can't stand is when I'm already going 10 to 15 miles per hour over. and someone flies up on me from behind expecting me to move over.
Can I break the news to Sean? If he doesn't move over, that is left lane camping. I don't like it either when I'm in the left lane and I'm going super fast.
The left lane is not meant to be there. You be there forever. That said, it is also not my biggest pet peeve. I have a much bigger issue with speeding.
Yeah.
Crazy people on the road, weaving in and out.
Yeah.
And road rage.
Well, when we talk about things that inspire road rage, none inspires road rage in you, so maybe you're not
This is true.
the perfect sample.
It's hard for me to have road rage.
Yes.
Okay, let's do our words to live by. I love this from Maya Angelou, who says, we need joy as we need air. We need love as we need water. And we need each other as we need the earth that we share.
That's beautiful. And if you missed our conversation, the 10 o'clock hour, we've been a little reticent on taking on Trump topics.
Yes.
Check out the Gee Ursula Show Facebook page.
Yes, please do. And we got a first-time texter about this, and her name is Jane, and she said, regarding choosing joy, I don't think it has to be an either-or thing. You can choose joy and choose to confront the situation the best way that you can. In terms of what you can do with your platform amid the current craziness, one idea is to keep focusing locally on how we can promote and protect community across our different opinions and beliefs. Politicians want you to think there are only two choices when there are actually many shades of gray. Combat that by recognizing that although everyone is different, we all share the same basic needs, including the need for community. I love what you said, Jane. Please keep texting, and I think she's right.
We have very smart listeners.
We really do.
Yeah.
I love you all. Thank you, Chef. Thank you, Nick. And everybody, have a great day.
Hope you have as much fun as we have. So long, everybody.
Wow, Sarah, these window coverings are gorgeous. Did you guys do this yourself?
No way. It's all Hunter Douglas. My local expert came to our home, brought samples, and helped us see everything in our actual light, then measured perfectly and handled the installation.
If you're planning a remodel, moving into a new home, or simply ready to elevate how your space feels, Westco Blinds, your neighborhood Hunter Douglas expert, offers custom, beautifully crafted window treatments thoughtfully designed for life. Whether it's blinds, shades, shutters, or drapes, our products fit your windows perfectly. And with smart home options, you control the light and privacy with a tap or on schedule. Hunter Douglas window treatments are an investment in quality, backed by a lifetime limited warranty and ongoing support from your trusted local expert, Westco Blinds. Call now to schedule your free in-home design consultation. Call 206-285-5455, 206-285-5455, 206-285-5455.
KIRO FM and HD1, Tacoma, Seattle.
Digging in my yard, trying to lay a pipe. I hit a water line and now I have to pay a big fine. I should have called 811.
Healthcare costs are rising, and a major driver is hospital prices. They've increased more than 250% over the past 25 years. Families and local businesses are feeling it. At Primera Blue Cross, we're working to change that by negotiating with hospitals to secure fair, responsible prices so you can get the care you need at a cost you can afford. That's coverage that counts. Learn more at coveragethatcounts.primera.com.
Getting a flu shot helps us stay healthy so we don't miss out on what matters. Like that family movie night your daughter can't live without. Yeah, can't do that. Every year, millions of people in the U.S. get the flu. Especially now, no one has time to miss out on moments that matter. So get your flu shot. Find out more at getmyflushot.org. Brought to you by the AMA, CDC, and the Ad Council.
Your best source for local news. KIRO Newsradio, Northwest News.
Be advised, this is your opportunity to save up to 40 to 80% on a hot tub or swim spa. This weekend only, Friday through Sunday, Angel of the Winds Arena, Everett. Be advised, this is your opportunity to save up to 40 to 80% on a hot tub or swim spa this weekend only. Friday through Sunday, Angel of the Winds Arena, Everett. 18-month interest-free financing. Our factories have demanded we sell 1,000 hot tubs and swim spas this weekend. Angel of the Winds Arena, Everett. Huge factory incentives, factory rebates this weekend only. Angel of the Winds Arena, Everett. We can remove your old hot tub. Free delivery of your new hot tub. Deep, deep discounts. Angel of the Winds Arena, Everett. Free delivery of your new hot tub. Just relax and enjoy. Angel of the Winds Arena, Everett. Friday, 2 p.m. to 8 p.m. Saturday, 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. Sunday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Free admission. Free delivery. Angel of the Winds Arena, Everett. Call 833-SPA-SALE or visit hottubandSwimSpaSale.com.
Sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Protect your family, your phone, and your furry friends with life, electronic device, and pet health insurance.
Well, it's official. My friends have all switched to Pure Talk because I told them they could save a bunch of money on a super reliable high-speed network with unlimited data. And because they're my friends, they trust me. As for the rest of you, well, Pure Talk understands that even though you might like me, you're not just going to take my word for it, nor should you. For that reason, and for a very limited time, Pure Talk is offering any of their plans for just $15 a month for the first 3 months, including their top-tier unlimited plan that normally sells for $65 a month. Think of it like a test drive, a super simple way to save $150 while you kick the tires on Pure Talk's blazing fast network, and a fine way to see for yourself why I switched from big wireless, along with a few 100,000 of my closest friends. Dial pound 250, say Mike Rowe, and be connected.